Oh,
Hello, hello, hello. So, yeah.
Oh boy.
So there's things happening.
That's not a reassuring yeah.
Well, not quite sure what the guys would say, frankly.
Well, Brian didn't just go home.
Right. That's correct. That's correct. Jake did.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did he just log out?
Yep.
Oh no.
Jake's out. So, it's stuff going on. Okay. So
there goes our ability to speak Turkish.
Awesome.
Welcome, guys. I've already been playing for an hour and a half, so let me just jump right into it. I hope everybody's doing okay. Excellent. So when last we left our intrepid investigators, it was Sunday, August 16th at midnight. Oh, no, wait. Yes, because we had decided that there were going to be things people were going to do, and then you were all going to go to sleep. You had your whole big discussion. There was planning, right? And then you guys were going to get up in the morning. And at around 7 a.m., as some people start to wake up, there is still no sign of Brian Baru or Malcolm Butcher.
Thanks.
Bum, bum, ba. And I think we said by about 10 a.m., everybody was going to be awake, including Spencer. All right. So, what do you guys do?
Well,
Start putting on our GIMP suits.
Yeah.
We
have a
Yeah.
uniform. We
The
just decided.
assault suits.
We send Aileen and Captain Hudson out to buy them.
Oh my gosh.
Very specific.
And they're not zipper crotch. I just want to make sure that you're aware of that one.
Yeah. Well,
Is this because you're going into the cistern, or is this because it's to represent your role
No,
vis-a-vis the?
It's a little bit of both.
the
it's an
Rambling Ambush
anti-parasite.
Club.
Well, yeah, I guess it's both, but it's mostly an anti-parasite measure.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's.
Are you guys serious about that? You're buying leather suits?
No.
Okay.
Should we be?
Because that'll take a while.
PVC, come on.
Okay.
We're
So
just
it is-
gonna wear plastic bags.
yes, plastic.
Victorian plastic.
Gets
Depending
a little
on-
hot and just melts all over you.
Exactly. So I think you guys will find it interesting what's happening with those other two guys
Probably.
at some
Probably.
point. Whoever survives on both sides.
So
So
was this another evening of healing for me? Or is that
that was
this
the
continued?
that was the
just a
same
It's the
one.
same
continuation?
night.
Okay,
Mhm.
same evening. Okay.
Yeah, because you guys
That's right.
basically just like
Yeah.
kind of spun your wheels for last session. So,
That's right.
but here we are, and we're saying, oh, let's see if we can get the guys back, and that's not happening.
Oh, that's
So-
right. We were gonna wait till noon, was it?
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
right. So it's totally
Assault at high noon.
so it's 10 a.m.
Time to gear up.
Fair enough.
Montage of us testing and loading weapons.
All right. Yeah,
Putting on
exactly.
the marker from Commando.
Lloyd's getting out of a bathtub.
Yeah.
That's right.
Henri getting one last tumble with Aileen.
I never had any tumble with her.
Unrequited. That's even worse.
Yeah.
She'll get over it.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Better
sure
have
she
my
already
money
did.
for show.
All right. So it is approaching noon. And Brian and Butcher have not returned. Nor do you guys have any sense at all where they went.
Did they mention they were going to a church?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
it, though.
Yep. Not which church.
Or
specific-
why.
or why, and they specifically did not want anybody to know.
Well,
So how do we know they went to a church?
Because Brian did sneak out that he said he was going to a church, because you heard him, I think, asking Aileen. Oh no, he did that relatively quietly, but yes, you heard in passing a church was mentioned by Brian.
well,
Good thing there aren't many churches in Constantinople.
He didn't say what kind of church though.
Nope.
Although he's been acting weirdly religious lately, whereas before he had not been like that.
Correct.
And like Catholic religious?
Yeah, ish. You know,
He's Irish. Right?
yeah, like Irish peasant Catholic. You know,
So maybe he found God,
I should hope
or
so.
a God found him. You never know.
I would bring him along today if he did find him.
Yeah, that'd
well,
be good.
we had a kind of plan, right?
Yeah,
Go
gear up,
there and
sneak in.
Yeah,
How many
we'll find that.
We're
go
This
in
is
for
true
a
interest.
We're
good
trying to figure out how many.
old-fashioned
I was
dungeon
trying to.
crawl.
say that again,
Aspen-
Jacob.
Just a good old-fashioned dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
Sure.
How many Aspelins do we have?
I don't remember. You guys were tracking.
I mean,
it.
we
Four
had-
or five
had-
or something?
That sounds reasonable.
Now, do you mean the future ones or the cocaine ones?
Yes.
You all get coked up, and then we go into the mosque.
Yeah, it's like Fauda.
Well,
Oh, Fauda was awesome.
I've been watching.
Okay.
It. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good show. I'm waiting for season 4.
I think I'm on
What is
season.
Fauda.
It's on Netflix.
I'm not watching.
Yeah, never heard of it.
It's an Israeli.
Oh, yeah, it's an Israeli show about. It's not.
I don't know if
it's-
it's an Israeli show necessarily.
no,
right?
no,
It's a
I'm pretty-
Netflix produced show.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's. Netflix has a bunch of deals with different countries, so
Yeah.
they have like Danish shows and Norwegian, and
Yeah.
pretty sure it's Israeli. And it's not about the Mossad per se. It's about like, it's not the Siret. It's because there's special forces. It's these teams that go undercover into Palestine,
Yeah, it's awesome.
and they hunt terrorists. Yeah, it's really, really well done.
Without having ever lived there, it seems realistic, but
Mhm.
I have no idea. But it's cool.
Yeah,
And I like
and
the
it's-
lead dude. He's
yeah,
awesome.
he's awesome. He's awesome.
And I just saw him in something else.
Yeah, he was just in that. It's like not 48 hours. The last 48 hours, something like that.
And he's like a generic guy. He's not like
Mhm.
Brad Pitt or something.
Yeah, he's like short. He's not
Little-
handsome.
little chubby,
balding,
sort of. But
yeah,
he's
chubby.
like just a badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he gets.
Never
What's that?
stop smoking.
I was going to say the short, stubby guy. That leads to my
Yep.
problem
Exactly.
with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, or whatever the hell that was.
Yeah.
I just finished reading Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Mhm.
Mr. Hyde is nothing like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
So I had a problem with that.
Mr.
Hyde
Hyde's.
was like a tiny, it's like a short, stubby little guy,
Yeah, he's just
Oh.
a person.
not a big Hulk. Whatever, like they did in the movie.
Take a lot of liberties with that League of Extraordinary. It's like Dorian Gray, same idea, right? Like that's like
Yeah, but
Nice.
Yeah.
I tried to let the things go because I forgot it. It was so long ago.
Yeah.
But now that I'm kind of rereading some of this stuff, I'm more annoyed with that movie.
I love the picture of Dorian Gray. It's such a great story.
That is a good story.
Anyway,
Oh well, sorry. I just finished that right after.
No
I finished
worries.
Right after I finished Dracula this week. So
I'm looking up yet more crap. Oh, very cool. Yet more crap for you guys. So it never ceases. All right. So, forget what we were just saying. Oh yeah, short guy usually gets crap beat out of him too, but keeps fighting. It's a very, very good character, and it's presented from an Israeli perspective, but it's pretty, like they're sensitive to the issues that are active.
yeah, it didn't
Yeah.
seem real I don't know, partisan or whatever. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the
they're
word.
portraying people as people, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
on
yeah,
both
yeah.
sides.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
All righty. So we were talking about ass balloons. I don't know how many you guys have.
Okay.
3.
So, well, sure.
I mean, they're not small.
Let's make it 30.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's split the difference and just say, I don't know, 25.
Baker's dozen.
Baker's dozen. There you go.
Wow. I know.
Fine. We only have 12. Deal.
Yeah. I know you had one. Then you used it. Then you grabbed several more.
Right.
But I don't remember how many the several more is.
I'll say, I mean, 3 seems reasonable. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
For us,
Roll
two basically
4,
just grabbed and threw into the.
Right before the mountain exploded.
John, roll 4d6.
I like that.
Well, you could roll 46 and roll another 46 and subtract that from the first 46, and that's how many ass balloons you have.
We have negative ass balloons.
do it?
Right, exactly.
You want to do it that way?
Wait a minute.
Somebody's
That's actually
Can I
down to
solve this with calculus? Hold on a second. Wait a minute. So
Sure.
46 and then subtract.
all right. I'm gonna roll 46. and
Yeah,
I
let's see
got-
what would happen. Should I say that was okay? Which
I got
did not.
15 on the first
Okay.
roll.
And your second roll?
30.
1. No, I'm
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
kidding. I got 2.
Winner.
Yeah. Totally not possible. So
17.
17. There you go. So -2
We
ass
owe
balloons.
somebody a couple ass balloons.
It's like, hey, we found a new ass balloon. It immediately just disappears upon touching it. What the hell?
Right. It's like
Those aren't ass balloons.
I want my $2.
I
Only
want
I want my 2 ass balloons.
Sorry, Johnny, you don't got a dime.
Right.
Yeah,
You
ask for a dime.
have to take his
2
pound of
ass
flesh.
balloons.
we're in the middle of the shunned mosque, and just Mabuse shows up. Where's my ass balloon?
See, you guys thought that was strange when we first had ass balloons. Now you're all over them.
So roll 10d6 and then roll 6d10. So that should be only 4.
Right, so you're always ahead on the outside. Right,
Well, no, so that's 4.
right. It's 4
Well,
generally.
plus the
yeah.
randomness of the
Right.
D&D world that we're in.
It's just I
Sorry.
don't have the link up. Never mind. Screw it. I don't care.
3 it is.
It is.
3 it is.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, so that we'll make sure to bring those.
I liked my idea.
What was your idea?
I'm trying it.
10d6 and then
All right. So 43 and then 60-10.
yeah.
43 minus 41 is 2.
I like
So I
the
go with
3.
2. Yeah.
I like
Now-
the 3.
3 is good, right? Yeah.
So you guys were all like super, like could never understand how derivatives and like shit like that works. And that's what I do. So that's how that works. You just make it complex enough, but still yet reasonable enough. And I'll just take this, whatever we just did. What's that? 2 was our
2.
result.
Yeah.
I'll take this and the
Add 1.
procedure that we used, and we'll go to. I'll take it to the rating agencies. I'll get you AAA. We'll
Excellent.
We'll get institutional investors in, and we'll get the roadshow started. This is how we get it off the ground. You guys are in on the ground floor of a new derivative.
So how much do we owe you?
Oh no, it's a percentage, a small percentage of the 2. So don't worry, you wouldn't even notice.
You just got to bring in other people underneath you, and they'll pay up.
No, you
Yeah.
don't need see, that's the beauty of it. You don't need a pyramid scheme. People,
It's more of a ziggurat.
This is a garage scheme.
Steps a little bit,
The reverse funnel scheme.
Yeah, it's named after King Kalak.
We only call it schemes in the UK. Over here, we call it bonds.
All right. So why doesn't everybody prepare your loadout with the
I
stuff?
don't know.
that
Why
you-
don't we?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because you don't really have much. It's it. I mean,
No.
you've got,
I'm wearing it.
yeah, exactly. If you're not wearing it, there's just like the lightning guns. That's it. So, or am I presuming that everybody takes a lightning rifle? Do we have enough to go around?
I think we do.
7 of them?
Uh,
It's seven or-
And Brian's got his own, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, Brian had his own.
Do we want to do anything with that shoulder
Fosnox.
thing?
I think we bring it.
The artillery?
I say we bring it.
And do we have ammo for it? I can't remember how that.
Yeah,
have
there's
got-
one pack,
which has three charges
rounds,
or-
I think. Yeah, it was either 3
Yeah.
rounds or
Mhm.
5 rounds. 3
Five
rounds
it
sounds
was.
good.
It was 3. It was 3.
It's 3.
then we
I
think we
might
know
have
how to
told
use it.
Brian 5 to start though. but
Oh,
three
okay. Well, that's fine.
I'm okay with 5.
All right, so here's the deal. It could be 3, 4, 5. Somebody roll a d6.
Oh god, we're gonna get. It's got one round.
Nah, it's okay. Roll a d6. A 1 and a 2, it's 3 rounds. A 3 and a 4, it's 4 rounds. A 5 or a 6, it's 5 rounds.
I'll
First
roll.
one to roll is the answer.
4.
4, so 4 rounds. There you go.
All right, split the difference. Not bad.
All right, so it's got 4 rounds. And you guys obviously know that they're rounds. They're just strange.
Sure.
And it was how big?
Two people
It's-
to use it, right?
Yeah, it's like 6 feet long, and it's heavy, and like the bore is like that. You know, the ammo pack is like that. You know,
Okay.
You need to hire a man to carry.
So
it.
Eileen carried.
Luckily, we got 2
Right,
artillery
exactly.
guys.
Dr. Fu and Aileen will carry it.
yeah. It's in the punt gun size. You know, punt gun.
So I'm assuming we're not bringing Fu.
Why?
Does that-
Fu
I
wants to come. Fu does not want to get left alone anywhere where he's going to get murdered.
Yeah.
And everywhere you
Yeah.
guys seem
This
to
is
go,
the safest spot
things-
for him.
Nah,
things
he'd rather
come
be
to-
he'd rather be murdered with us.
Look,
Right.
he's a good hit point buffer at the very least.
I-
He's a hit point
So-
buffer, I should say.
and-
I don't
Hudson-
want to see Fu die. He
I don't
has
either.
survived through so much.
I don't want
Hudson and
anybody to
Aileen
die.
are coming
but, I
too.
mean, you know.
So
What's
We're
that?
getting ready to
Hudson
leave.
and Aileen, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think what did we say? 3 Dashnucks? 4 Dashnucks? 4 Dashnucks.
Yeah, 4.
Are the maids coming with us?
Yo.
They're the Dashnocks.
And
Yeah.
Fu can't. But Fu's got to come with us.
Gosh,
Right.
we're going out the door, and Fu runs up with, "I'm not dying alone."
Pretty much.
Fu is not like, well, he knows how to shoot a pistol, right? Like, kind of.
He
He never asked
attacked a thing with his most deadly weapon is a picture frame of his daughter.
Mhm.
I'm gonna let's ask
And he
him.
knows kung
Give him
fu.
a-
We're waiting.
Right,
We're waiting
exactly.
Before we leave.
Let's show him. If I mean,
And what are you going to give him?
Lightning rifle.
I don't know.
The,
So
don't point it at
revolver
us.
ball gun.
Well, we have. I feel like we have asked him this, but I don't know. Let's ask him now. Officially,
Can he teach us some moves in the last few hours before?
Right,
Is he-
exactly.
Yeah, teach us some kung fu, bro.
Yeah, you guys have
Hiya.
specifically asked him about Kung Fu. Yeah, it's like he just shakes his head.
Fu, it's
Um,
time for us to ask: have you ever killed a man?
Who does not know what you are talking about? Who is a professor? He said,
He
Get ready.
This guy
There's always a
knows.
first time.
Hudson gives him, he's like, you know how to shoot a gun? And Fu's like, not really. He's like, it's very simple, Hudson says. And he hands him a lightning pistol.
Oh, man.
And he says, point it this way. This is the level of power. Pull the trigger. There is no recoil. He says, like with your there's no, I can't do Michael, not Michael Harris. Michael
Michael
Caine.
Caine.
There's
Yeah.
no recoil, baby. Right.
Right.
And the Dutch.
Behave. That would be so much better if it was Michael Myers instead of Michael Caine.
Oh, Michael Myers, yeah.
Austin Powers.
Oh my god.
Or the father from So I Married an Axe Murderer. That'd
Yeah,
actually-
exactly.
That would be even better.
Oh, Scottish.
Heed, Peter. No.
Heed. Dune. New.
It's like an orange on the toothpick.
So okay, so he tells him basically how to point the weapon, and he gives him 2 more power packs for the weapon that Fu can put in his pockets of his jacket.
Cool.
If Fu says he hasn't killed anybody, it's like, oh, do you count students?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. What about my
So,
kids? Does that
Fu not
matter?
responsible for their life choices.
Never killed a human. We just don't know what he describes as a human.
Well, it's like the Maori, they believed in, unconditional love for anyone who's human. Only people in your tribe are human. It's very straightforward. Everyone
I would
else,
never kill a person.
everyone, exactly. Anyone else is a food animal.
Golden rule.
Yep. All right. So Fu has his lightning pistol that he's walking around with, which is a big, I can picture exactly the kind of like toy blaster that this is. It's got kind of like the triangular or the square, 4 square sided, flared muzzle and the whole thing. It takes a different power pack than the rifles. What do you guys do?
You're up.
Yeah, gear up.
All right.
So we got 7 rifles.
Mhm.
We got this black gun, the freeze gun, the whip
Lava
sword,
gun.
Mortar thing.
Lava
mortar
gun.
thing.
We got the hamburger gun.
Yeah, this black gun. Yeah.
This black on you.
We got the Baron's gun, which I'm assuming we're going to give back to him.
Oh,
As
yeah.
long as he promises not to shoot us with it, yeah, I think he can have his gun back.
So the total team is everybody we see here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spencer 7. Aileen, Fu, Captain Hudson. So that's 10. 4 Dashnoks and the Baron. So 15 people.
15
Conspicuous.
rode out.
Not conspicuous at all.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
carrying long arms. At noon.
We all have blank. We all have. We spy
Lot
a
of
bunch
carpet.
of Oriental rugs.
Yeah.
Just
So how are you guys going to transport this stuff? I mean, you could just take the scientific equipment out of the crates and put the crates in the wagon.
that might be the best way to do
Yeah.
it. And then we just got to drive up near it because
Come.
there's not much
game.
around there.
Come, game master. We are men of action.
You tell us how we do it.
You go down the streets.
I thought we were heading out in Mexican ponchos.
Exactly. Exactly. Do you? Everybody has to have a cigar.
Yep.
Do. All right.
We'll have a slow-mo approach, and then we'll just get slowly picked off by ghouls.
Okay, so you decide to leave at noon?
Yeah, I think we were going to give them.
Yeah, we
till
gave them
noon.
until noon. I
It
mean,
works
All right,
for me.
they didn't show up. All right, so you guys are out.
Because
There's
our plan
15
is not to spend 3.5 days in there.
all right.
quick-
Is there?
quick
Do we have any
mission.
sort of like code that we can leave, like in a piece of paper or anything?
It's up to you guys.
We left at
We're
bad
also-
guys.
Off storming the castle. Meet us there.
Did they have any idea that this is where we were going to be going?
I forget if we
Before
were
they
discussing
left?
it before they
Beforehand.
left.
Was this discussed before they left? That would be known.
My understanding is not clearly, not the time, definitely not the time you're going. And
Well, yeah.
the last thing you guys would have said was you were going to have a reconnaissance that night, and then you didn't have one.
And we
But
didn't
they
know
weren't there
about-
anyway.
And then they left in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, after
And they-
the recon we didn't have.
And
Correct.
they weren't there for the information about where the secret entrance
Oh, they
exactly
were.
was.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh,
They
shit.
knew that there was something in there that was like a back entrance, but not a.
Correct.
So Jake would be the best suited between the two of them to, like, I don't know. Does he know? How about between Callum would Callum, having worked with Jake in the past, have any sort of like code words that he could maybe
sure.
scroll a message out that says,
Sure.
you know,
I mean, well,
So-
Callum's
so-
staying, isn't he?
Callum's not going with you. Yeah, Callum.
We
with
can
his
just tell
cane.
him everything and then
Why-
hope that he doesn't.
Callum's
tell
not that decrepit.
Callum has
He
two
blew up
serious
less than a
injuries.
week ago.
He's been unhealed, and it's like a week. Yeah.
We've
2 at
been
the
healing
most.
everyone but him. He's just sitting there like, please.
Tell him
help
everything.
me." And it's like, oh, you're fine.
We're
Yeah.
gonna leave him.
Could you help me? And then Spencer goes,
Tell him everything we need them to know, and then give him a gun to shoot himself with if he's captured.
exactly.
But just one bullet. We don't want to.
Yeah, right.
Or
Yeah.
give him a Bowie knife like Jim Bowie in the Alamo. You know, the
Man
movie.
up. Stab yourself in the
In case
temple.
you're captured, here's some grenades.
Right, exactly. Honestly, you know, if it's that or being infested with head crabs or whatever
Yeah.
they do to you.
What you do is you put it inside, and then all you got to do is pull the cord.
Those aren't pillows.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I mean, if he's gonna stay, I guess that implies that we're hoping to come
Yeah,
back.
he's gonna stay with the mates.
It implies we're hoping to come back.
to here, to this building. I mean,
To anywhere.
well, that's true. I mean, I don't want to like get in a space shuttle and like go to St. Petersburg or something. I don't want to leave behind. Is what I'm saying.
He can find his way back if he needs to.
All right.
He's a
Well, then,
reliable guy. And
fine.
yeah, he's here with the mates.
Yeah,
He's gonna be having his this is the spot he wants to be.
So seriously, how what does he need? Never mind. I was going to suggest maybe Chuck try to heal him before we go, but that'll put him to sleep. So
Yeah,
Potentially,
we need,
plus, Nigel, you're still like down a little bit, aren't you?
I have 2 flesh wounds. I have no injuries.
as long as Nigel doesn't get hit by anything. But then again, everything we get hit by now, it just jumps straight to injury. So
Yeah.
Yeah, my strength is from down. My body's down from 4 to 3. So that's not too. Oh, wait a second. No, that would be flesh wounds. No, I think
I don't
that's
think
right.
flesh wounds take your body down, just the injuries. Because flesh wound injury critical kill.
Oh, okay.
Destroy.
So if
Oh, I
Chuck like
guess my-
theoretically healed him at like 6, could he take a nap for like 5 hours?
From flesh wounds? I mean, maybe.
Who,
You
me?
guys have to try
Get
and
his
see.
body back. Yeah.
No, my body's not down. They
Oh.
just my calculation was wrong apparently.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, not right now. And also not right now. We were about to leave, and it's like, maybe we should take a rest.
No,
Exactly.
I
It-
was
it would
retconning.
it would be we would be about to leave and then retcon strike.
It's exactly like it.
Side session 5 hours later.
It does feel a little like Missile Command, like
I have decided that as
Oh,
of
okay.
midnight, Jean-Claude would have left.
right, exactly.
Actually, can I retcon and go with Brian and Butcher?
Yeah. Samesies.
If we
let's all
all
do that.
go,
Let's all do that. We meant to follow him is what we meant to do.
That pretty much has to happen right away. Like everybody who jumped into the pit after Spencer. And was like, no, I'm going to woo. Oh. That wasn't a good choice.
so you're
I have-
saying they're in another dimension.
I don't know.
They're gonna
Maybe
need a
they're already
haircut. Let's
captured.
just put it that way.
They're
I don't
already
know.
Mormon, Josh.
They may not if they're dead. Whatever.
It might be there already.
Yeah, they got picked up where Spencer and Fu got picked up by like a robot that just like tractor beamed him in. They just got eaten by a worm that then pooped him out in the dungeon.
I mean, that is a possibility, right? So we can't just haphazardly use these ass balloons until we know
Well,
they're not there. Well, we should. Well, yeah, we can. but-
if we're gonna die,
Yeah.
just throw everything.
The
Can we
ass
just leave one
balloons-
with Callum with like a.
I was gonna say, how do you use an ass balloon except haphazardly?
Right, exactly. Because they're not intentionally that destructive, at least in the way that you guys have been using them so far.
But we found a way. Life finds a way to kill itself.
Exactly. All right.
All right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So why don't we see what happens? So it's gonna take 2 wagon loads for you guys to go. There'll be called wagon 1 and wagon 2 once you guys split yourselves up with that, or just tell me who's like, are you putting all the Dashnaks, Aileen, and Captain Hudson in one wagon and you take the other wagon? Because if you do that, then there's only need like one more person to go in with
the
that
Barons
wagon.
could go with Captain Hudson and
Yeah,
All right.
and
Not
then
All right.
even
the
me.
party stays with us.
So there's the team wagon and there's everybody else. Fair enough.
That
All right.
way, when one of the wagons blows up, no party members will be on it when all our NPCs die.
Oh god,
Or-
it'll be like that scene.
or the opposite.
What was it?
Yes,
Generation
or we
Kill, where
all
they're just
die.
going down the road, just boom.
Right. Right. Yes. Or the opposite, and we start playing Traveler or Dune or
Well, instead
Right.
we're all playing Dashnaks.
right. Exactly. You're suddenly all Dashnaks.
Everybody rolls Serbian names.
Right. Yeah.
That's
The
my favorite
Dashnaks.
donut.
The Dashnaks. I know. I keep thinking that too.
My favorite donut.
My mom made awesome fastnuts.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and nobody around here they don't quite make them the way I'm used to them. But in any case, so you guys have wagon 1, which is the party wagon, and wagon 2, which is the everybody else wagon. And you've
Like
given the
sound of
Baron
the party wagon.
Party wagon. Woo!
Woo, 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 woo. Exactly. Yeah, we actually had a rule in back in computing because we used to love to go out to lunch, and we were all sitting around in the car drive. Somebody volunteered to drive, and the entire admin team and the networking engineer, we were all in the same car, and we looked around and said,
Hey, this is not right.
yeah, it's not a smart idea."
This
Yeah.
is not
Don't
good
crash. Don't crash.
Right?
Not good
Exactly.
business continuity planning.
That's right.
Yeah,
And we were like,
disaster recovery.
yeah, it's like the only reason we got away with it is because we currently did not have a business continuity plan. So we said,
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
we're
seriously
just-
very dangerous.
yeah,
Like,
we're just
you know?
never going to do that again. So we always made sure we took at least 2 cars after that. So
And
yeah,
my assistant keeps giving me weird looks because I'm like, I'll pop out every day. I'll pop out and say, okay, you've got an account with this vendor, with this system.
mhm,
He's like, what do I have to do? You don't need to do anything.
right,
You have to have it in case I get hit by a bus.
right. Know where it is and
Yeah.
know where their portal is, so you can log in. All righty. So you guys get in your wagons, and if you are taking the wagons, you have to take the longer route. So there isn't the sneak through the alleyways, get on a boat, cross the Golden Horn. This is the get all the way down to the Galata Bridge and cross the Golden Horn. As hay wagons full of farmers and Europeans slumming it or whatever it is you're doing.
We all wear those large brimmed hats to cover our faces.
A good piece of straw.
Turbans.
We're a mix of Huckleberry Finns and like Ronins from a samurai movie, just
Exactly.
standing around wagons.
Huckleberry Ahmed.
So how are you guys dressed, by the way? You don't really have anything, just the clothes you already had. So
They had given us when it was, I guess those were all actually all the clothes that they gave us, like the dry stuff probably all burnt down and exploded. So yeah, we're just in our clothes.
yeah, with whatever dirt and blood could be dried and brushed off by the maids.
So don't the Dashnaks, can't they get us some outfits from like their brothers or something? I don't know.
Oh,
They
they're
will pay
not going
them.
home. If they go home,
Oh, right.
Captain Hudson says they're not coming back.
Did they have anything just in the safe house?
Sure.
We have
any-
these burkas.
They probably
anybody,
would, right? That's
anybody,
kind of
maybe
part of the point
anybody
of a
who,
safe house.
well,
Have like
We
a
all
safe
dress
with
up as
passports and money.
yeah,
Just
for 15
nuns
people.
on the run. I like it.
Nuns on the run.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you guys,
Yeah, with nuns. What is it?
if anybody would like a change of clothes into something Turkish, roll 2d6, and if you beat a 5, there will be clothes that fit you that are appropriately Turkish, by which we're talking like poofy pants and a sash and a fez and the whole thing.
And beat a 5, that's above or below?
Below, yeah.
Damn it.
You can re-roll. There's
I'm not spending a reroll on clothes.
Wait, we roll on a 5. We have to get below a 5.
a 5 or below. Yeah, that's a win.
And
it's always
Jacob,
roll low.
sorry.
Holy shit, I got a
You
4.
didn't find
right.
men's clothes that fit you, but you have a full hijab that will.
There's
Were
an
there
outfit.
any of the maids' clothes
Women
for like
did
the
cover
really
their
tall maid?
their face in the Ottoman Empire, so
Yeah, I just
not all the
wasted
time,
4.
but regularly. So that
I
is
feel
a
like that's a
thing.
waste of a roll, but I'm gonna get a 12 later.
All right, so you
I
want to
have-
wear your poofy pants and pointy-toed boots and
I have failed my role.
Well, I kind of have to, right? My shirt's been destroyed, and
oh, that's right. Your clothes are
yeah,
pretty
You're just in a
ruined.
midriff top. It's fine.
it's kind
Right, it's stylish.
yeah, it's summer.
So you guys are basically dressed like Bashi Pasuks. So here we go.
And I'm like somewhat swarthy as a Frenchman, and it's summer, so I kind of fit in.
Are you swarthy enough?
I got a tan.
So that's, remember, the rough style of clothing.
I'm
that
gonna
we're
do with the
talking
sword
about
in his mouth. That's me.
without the weapons part. You're the
And
dude.
you-
You're the tall dude.
Yeah, and I got like a grapefruit under my hat because I get hungry.
And one in your pants.
Well, 2.
Well, that's just a bushel
Can't
of
disappoint
bananas.
the ladies. Those aren't grapefruits.
Sorry,
Nigel
they're
Fair.
apricots.
Those aren't grapefruits. Those are grapes. There are fruit.
Nigel failed his roll, so he's going to pick up his clothes from where they're standing in the corner.
Exactly. Exactly.
Now
Can I split my
I
outfit?
failed my-
Like, can I share parts of my outfit with someone?
You
failed their
can.
roll? I mean, that
That's
looked
very
weird.
strange.
I failed my role, but could I get
I
just the
guess you don't know.
sash?
Oh,
there-
sure. I'll
with
let
that-
you have a
bathroom,
sash.
that's-
Because I figure I'd get the sash and then my 2 ghoul sides. I just kind of tuck in that when we're ready to go for
Okay.
combat, so that I have them readily
Yep.
available.
You have ghoul sickles.
Ghoul sickles, yes,
Sickles,
yeah.
yeah.
The sides are much larger.
Right. And not frozen ghouls. They're not ghoul sickles. They're just ghoul sickles.
We don't have that yet.
Correct. That
Well,
may happen. You do
A
have
man can
freeze gun.
dream.
Exactly. That as far as I know, has not been used on the ghouls yet. Right?
Yeah,
The freeze gun?
We used it somewhere, but I don't think it was against the ghouls.
We
No, there
used
was
the
one in the
freeze gun.
beginning.
We used against. Well, we put the fire out with it. I guess I didn't really hit any.
I don't think you hit anybody with the.
I thought we
freeze
used
gun.
it against one of them when we were
Oh, that's
trying to
right. When
escape.
they were coming out the back door. That's right. So there are ghoul sickles that then probably got blown up
Well, there were.
and set on
They
fire.
blew
Yeah.
up, but
All right. So it's probably half an hour, hour and a half to, if you're being cautious, 2-hour journey, especially this time of day, to get all the way down beneath the Galata Tower, across the Galata Bridge. You guys remember what that looks like, and into the old city from Pera, and then wend your way through the narrow city streets. Well, the Maze does not go, that's on the southern side of the peninsula, but the main road from Adrianople, or what used to be Adrianople, does run exactly where you're going. So once you get onto that, I'll say an hour and a half, not 2 hours, because that's a major trade road. All right. Is there anything you guys would like to do during that time? And who is dressed as a Turk, by the way, other than Henri?
I'm just dressed as hot garbage, so that's fine.
All right.
So I'm like the weirdo. I guess I
I
look like a
don't have other
Dashna.
clothes, and I'm wearing rags.
Right. And I think I have pictures of what these wagons basically are like too. There was one in a
It's like
cemetery.
a Mardi Gras float.
Covered in roses.
I'm just spewing a non-stop stream of anti-Turk racism at Henri.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna practice saying a few things in Turkish. Like I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to speak. No, thank you. Those two things.
Who would be teaching you this? Is it just going to be like
Hudson.
you and Hudson's teaching you how to say things in Turkish?
Yeah. So who
it's
knows
like,
what he's telling me?
They're in the
Teach me how to ask where the bathroom is. All
You're a
right.
fucking asshole. That's why he'll teach me how to
Yeah.
say that.
You
Right.
walk up to somebody.
I thought
like,
he was in the
"Hello,
other wagon.
He is in the other wagon. There's no
Oh,
teaching.
all right. We'll see. That's
Please
easy then.
take my pants."
One of the Dash knocks then.
Any other good fucking ideas?
I have lots.
Dr. Fu would teach you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find
There
a
you go.
single picture. I have all these things. I have coaches, horses, donkeys, all on the streets of Istanbul, and no wagons of any of the ones I showed you. So, oh well,
That just shows it's so discreet. Nobody took a picture of it.
that's right. It's so common
Yeah,
to
because nobody
wagons.
notices us.
Right,
Full of
two-
Englishmen.
Full of Englishmen, exactly.
First- You said coaches, and the first thing I thought of were athletic coaches, dudes with whistles and pot bellies and
exactly.
short hair.
Is in the market here? Yeah. Nope.
Come out with the clipboard.
Yeah.
You guys got your gear?
According to stopwatch, yeah.
All right, suicides, go.
There is one, but only from the front view, so it doesn't help at all. All right. So basically picture kind of like buckboards, if you guys know what that is. Like, have you ever seen cowboy movies? You know. All right. So an hour and a half passes. Somebody make a roll to see are you noticed as the bunch of European fugitives?
Are we really fugitives at this point?
That's an excellent
Here,
question.
anyway.
Fugitives
Other
from what?
places, 100%.
Right. Henri.
From what?
You're right. They did let you go.
Nobody wants us dead except the guys we're going to meet now and all the other people.
So
That
really,
want
we're
us
doing
dead.
them a favor. So I guess I can roll
Sure.
and then inevitably use up my rerolls on trying to make us not get there dead.
Sure.
Yes.
Hey.
All right. So after an hour and a half, you guys, as discreetly as possible, arrive at the market of, what is it? Sukurbureshi, I think. Something like that. Jean-Claude wrote it down, I know.
I do have it somewhere. Somewhere in this pile of notes. Let's see.
Bet you'll find it first.
You probably will. Let me see, because I have to be able to read my own handwriting too, and it's a tall order.
Sukurbostan. The Hollow Garden.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I had it written as Sucker Boston.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. And as you guys arrive, so what you are on is a wide thoroughfare. So, like, 4 carriages wide. This is a main street through Constantinople. So it's like the width of the Galata Bridge picture that I showed you guys before. Lined with the oldest houses of the city, so we're talking the like if functionally apartment blocks. You guys have seen those pictures I've showed you before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So not mansions, but like apartments, because you're getting close to the old city walls. I think these are the walls of Justinian. I think so. It's the maybe later than that. But either way, the outermost walls of the old city. And you basically can't miss what you're going to see. So I'm going to show you a picture of the way it looks nowadays.
shopping mall.
Super. I'll open it with her 50.
Bless you.
Okay, so here is what it looks nowadays. It comes up on the right-hand side of the road. And as you're heading out of the city,
I
you'll
don't have
be-
any. Did you put it up?
No. I'm still describing.
Oh,
No
okay.
wor-
Sorry.
No worries, man.
Way to jump the gun, Jacob.
I
Yeah,
thought
sorry,
it was
lose a
supposed to
point.
be up.
Lose point. All right.
Oh.
No, you don't lose a point.
You lose
Okay.
two.
You
That's what it looks like now.
Okay.
So basically you're coming from not
so
from
you're saying
this,
the sport coaches would have been perfect.
yeah,
Right.
it's
That's
hard
the
to not laugh.
shortest soccer field ever.
So you're not coming from this direction. The road is running here along this side of the current soccer stadium. So you're coming up at what would be this back right-hand corner that's off the picture. Make sense?
Yeah.
And the gate out of the city is past the cistern on this side. And this entire area is still basically the shape of a track and field or a soccer stadium. Is a sunken garden. There are steps down into it, not too deep. Maybe 10 feet, 15 feet. But this entire area is filled with plots and plots and plots and plots of lightly fenced off little gardens growing all kinds of things from, flowers to maize to, as they would say, to pumpkins to there are vine trellises. There are, tomato plants. There's any number of things and little pathways winding in amongst all of the garden areas. And in here, there are, you see like little old ladies, women, children tending to the garden plots all throughout this entire vast square footage. What do you guys do?
Well, obviously we open fire.
I think the grenades will probably take care of this. I think we deploy. I guess just carefully. Is there a spot we can pull off to be not as visible with the carts, with the wagons?
Well, there's so many wagons back and forth, and it's not exactly like there's a whole lot of traffic laws. So I mean, you pretty much can just pull them to the side of the road. You can pull them to the side of the cistern or the sunk garden, or to the other side.
The spot we're looking for, would that be in the garden somewhere then? Or
presumably, he said behind the trellises.
Like a trellis.
Yep, in the easternmost corner. So, and remember, it's a rectangle like this, but the city is on an angle. So as you're coming in this direction, this would be the eastern, southern, northern, western corners.
Yeah, so I guess if we pull up to the garden area and then as inconspicuously as possible, step out of the wagons and load up weapons and then just kind of slink into the garden.
Yeah.
It's bright daylight, 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yep. This
You'd be
was
like,
not.
Don't worry, garden inspectors.
And you're
We're
going
here
to
to
pull
make
out.
sure your pumpkins are okay.
You're going to pull out rifles that can't really be hidden under coats.
We'll pretend that they're crutches.
We're
all a whole
delivering.
mess of cripples
They're wrapped up in rugs. We're delivering rugs to the
to
garden.
the garden.
I mean, I can see there being, like 3 or 4 rugs that you guys could have brought.
Would we be,
if we
"Oh,
have
we're going
the
for a picnic?
if we
Which-
did bring the boxes, we could just load that stuff in there and try and pretend like and act like we're workers going in there to do like landscaping stuff or like garden work and just kind of make it like walk in with purpose, like
we're
we know
from
exactly
England.
what we're
here
doing.
to do landscaping.
It's what we do. We're protecting your culture so that it survives the English way,
Gardening?
stealing it.
Can we say we wrap them in rugs and put them in the boxes?
I don't think
Or
we need the rugs if
skis?
we put them in the boxes.
You?
I think if we just have them in a box, we just carry the box. And
Have
just
a
walk
pile
out.
of tools with a gun in the middle of it, like shovels and stuff.
It's very, very crowded. Like
It's not very, very crowded, but it's a busy garden area in the middle of the day, you know, where people from the neighborhood all grow their plants. So people are like going out and collecting food for lunch and dinner. And
what are we near modern day? I'm just looking on a map.
oh, here I'll see.
The hot air balloon place.
Correct. Yeah. So if you let me see here. Maps.
We drop a pin or something and
Yeah. Hold on. What's it called? No, that didn't help me at all.
And the women and children that are out here gathering vegetables and stuff, they don't look like ghouls, right?
not yet. Not in the sunlight.
Just wanted to make sure.
You guys are, if I understood this correctly, or did this correctly, you guys are at the link I just pasted.
Let's see. Near the Kyrie Camille Camille
Yeah, Kami, that's a mosque.
Vifa Stadi. Okay. Oh, that's the
Mhm.
stadium. Yeah.
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 I think if we just try and drive and take the carriages as close to the east corner as we can, so we have less distance to walk, and we just kind of, there's no way we're going to disguise ourselves at this point. Like we're just going to look weird. So if we just make it look like we're meant to be here and like no one should bother us.
I guess just do it and then we're in, hopefully.
So are you saying the stadium is basically the location of this mosque?
That's the stadium is the location of the cistern. That's what you were told,
Okay.
or the entrance to the cistern.
Yeah, the back way in, hopefully.
The cistern is so the north. There's the north, south, east, and west corners.
Yes.
Where's this cistern near?
You don't know. You just know that
Okay.
the sunken garden, the eastern corner, theoretically behind the trellis, there's an entrance to the cistern.
Gotcha.
What we
Should we
could
check-
do is if
Send
just,
someone to check.
yeah, if somebody goes out, if a couple of us go out and just look, find the cistern, and then like if it's actually there, then get everybody and then we deploy.
Would the Dashnaks look like they belong here, at least somewhat?
Probably more than you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I hang
should
out
we
with the
send-
Dashnaks and talk about Turkish shit.
just whisper, yell at each other between carriages to try and put this together and get one or two of the Dashnaks to go down there and check first?
Because yeah, if we find it first and then we can just kind of all rush it.
Okay.
We're really not going to be able to disguise ourselves.
How,
Like, it
what
would
are you
suck
going to
to
tell
go-
them to look for?
Basically, just describe exact like it
Yeah.
was.
I mean, they've been.
It was
in all our
described
meetings
as-
for the last 8 hours.
The entrance is like behind a.
They don't actually speak English, you know that.
Yeah, but
right?
Hudson
That's-
does.
Hudson's can tell him.
That's his responsibility to.
We're playing
them.
telephone.
exactly.
There's a
They get down there. There's no
that
duck.
there's a sunken area by the walls to the Fatik district area. There's a door behind one of the trellises and the growth in the east corner of it. So they're gonna have to dig through, and they should find it in the east corner in that area, and then it leads to the cistern. So if they just check that area, look for a sunken area, look for trellises, and then start poking things, looking for an entrance.
All right. You guys are gathered in a big couple of scrums off to the side of the road, probably on the other side of the road from the sunken garden.
With
And
the
you got-
wagon between us and
Yeah, exactly. And you guys are like, all right, so here's the deal. And Hudson rolls his eyes, and then you hear him, speaking in Armenian with Aileen, chiming in periodically. And you see the Dashnaks like shaking their heads, and then two of them agree to go check it out.
Just two?
Yep.
Does it make sense if I go with them if I'm in an outfit, or do we not want to complicate?
You
things?
can.
you can.
Do you
What's
think
the
it's
worst
worth
that
it?
happens?
Well, I don't know. I
Well,
just
you
feel
guys
like,
are
I don't
going to
know,
have to make a roll for a completely
Go for it.
NPC-driven effect if you don't go with them.
Go
all right,
for
I'll
it,
go, I'll
John.
go with them then.
All right.
But I don't speak any. All I know are my two phrases.
Right.
My
I'm
butt.
not, I am not allowed to
itches.
speak,
Right.
and no, thank you. Sir.
Excuse me, your pants are on fire.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. All right, so you go with them. And what's the other one? And my pencil is yellow. That's what my student Mark Cairns always. He said he learned in like 17 different languages how to say my pencil is yellow.
I'm taking this black gun with me though,
All right,
if that's okay.
hidden under your vest
Yeah,
in your sash.
unless somebody else wanted to use it.
The splat gun has a. Oh no, it doesn't have a side. Oh no, does it have a side handle? No, it's this. That's a pistol, so it's just does not have a side handle. So yeah, you could. It's actually relatively flat.
Okay.
All right. So you go with the two Dashnaks whose names you do not know, and who you can't even ask for their names, without using obvious sign language and making it obvious that you don't.
I
speak.
should know their names. I mean, we've been with them for the past at least day.
Okay.
I know enough to
What
say,
part
hey,
of that means that
Jim and
Henri
Joe.
would know their names?
right?
Also true.
So I can say, Jim, over your shoulder, or watch
You
out.
you said Jim, and Lucy
It's
started
Joe.
barking. So.
Oh, who's Jim?
Henri
I don't
just
know.
gives them obviously not their names.
Yeah, so what?
You can't tell what the Dashnaks are saying, but you can make out the phrase cultural appropriation.
And I wink at them. Smoke a cigarette.
So it's Nodic and Hike.
Nautic and hike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Write it down because I'll forget it.
So it's Jim and Joe. Nautic and hike. Okay.
One
Whereas
other
you've been
possible
calling
name
them square head
So I go,
and
not a-
round head.
right. One other possible name was Gore, but I didn't want to go there.
Not yet.
From the
That's for,
land of
that's for
Gore.
later. Yeah. Like I said, there will be traveling in your guys' future. All
Look
right.
out, it's Dashnok of Gore.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Narek
cool.
the assassin.
That's pretty neat.
All right.
Weeks.
Well, Boris Vallejo and who's the other guy? Frazetta. They did amazing illustrations. Like Frazetta was mostly Conan. I think it was Vallejo was Gore, right? Mostly. I know he did Conan stuff, but he's more known for like the Death Dealer. And...
Yeah.
Anyway, there's that one really cool one. I mean, it's of course scantily clad people, but with the guy riding the Dark Sun lizard thing. I can guarantee you that's where they got the idea for the lizards for Dark Sun, and that was in this Space Wars Worlds and Weapons tabletop book back from the 70s. And it has the dude in the breechcloth with the big scimitar and the woman he's selling into slavery. And there's the big, like Baylap, the perspirer guy, in his little, howdah on top of the giant lizard. And you guys have no idea what the picture is I'm talking about, right?
I think I do.
Yeah,
But I
I
thought he
think
was
we were able to find
I
it
thought
at
he
one
was-
point by googling it.
rescuing her from slavery, but maybe that's
Yeah,
just where you're
not
coming
Randall's
from.
world.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
buying her. But it looks like
Or
the
maybe
guy
they're
is.
just
In order to
brother
free
and
her.
sister.
Yeah, clearly, it looks
They could
much
be-
more like the guy on the
They could
lizard
be
is
married,
assessing his new purchase.
or
Okay.
she's assessing her new purchase. How about that?
Pretty sure not.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Especially considering that series.
Disgusting.
Apparently, they're pretty good. I mean, like take out
Oh
the
yeah. Okay. Never mind.
like take
Nigel's
out
right.
what's that?
Nigel
you
posted
found the
a picture. Yeah, she's definitely not like his sister. At least I hope not.
Yep, that's the one.
Trying to find a bigger one, but I didn't.
That's as big as it needs
I-
to be because
That's
there's
In-
not what
in
I was.
all
I was
fairness-
not remembering that.
With the handling of how women are handled in gore, that very much could be his sister.
yeah, honestly, yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Apparently, the stories, if you take out all of the, misogynist, and what is it? X-rated stuff. And I don't even know how much they're X-rated because I never read them. But apparently as adventure stories, they're widely considered like in that same category as, not as good as Howard's Conan series, which of course is like the ultimate, but definitely up there. There are other guys like that wrote stories like Lynn Carter and stuff like that that are not as what do you call it? Thought of
There you go.
as the yep, that's the one. See, now tell me that's not what inspired Dark Sun.
I'm gonna
Guys
say
riding
that
guys riding a
maybe
Crodlu.
inspired, but there's a lot of metal.
There is a lot of metal.
A
But maybe they're high.
lot of
Maybe
metal.
they're well. Maybe the thing is not the howdah or whatever is not metal. Maybe it's just painted.
Dude's sword would be worth
Dude's
like
sword, but-
8 cities.
But maybe he's high level. He's a high level warrior, and the other guy only has a metal spear.
Even the chain. I mean, all the stuff.
Oh,
that-
that's true. That's true.
and she's got a lot of clothes on for Dark Sun. So does he, for that matter. I mean, where do you
But
get those
still,
fur boots? Oh, those
tell
are
me-
cowboy boots. Booties.
Yeah, tell me the guy's not riding a Crodlu. And
That's true.
that's not a
That's Moranthus.
what was the big ones that would pull wagons? What were they called? I forget. Not the giant ones that were like giant beetles.
Yeah, Be with an eye, maybe.
Ifx, something like that. yeah.
Um,
I know
That's-
yeah.
That guy's Moranthus, though. That's
Oh,
what
he's
he-
totally Moranthus. Yeah.
That's Moranthus.
Yep.
Now, what was that thing? Well, they were what the fuck were those things called with the ribs?
Yeah, not the giant ones that you could mount like siege weapons on.
Oh no. Okay.
No, those are the giant beetle things. They were like, or like giant turtles, kind of almost.
Erdlu? No.
Erdlus.
What's an Erdlu? Where am I
I-
making that up?
That sounds very familiar, but I don't remember what that's. Erdlus.
Crodlu? Erdlu? No.
Crodlus and
Oh,
Dark Sun Beasts of Burden. Crodlu.
This is important.
Erdlus. Yeah. Erdlus. They're the birds. They're the flightless birds. Inix. That's the giant. That's the big lizard thing.
Yeah, that is very. The only problem with it being Dark Sun is they just look like they just got showers. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's way too cut.
Well, that image was scanned for an auction. That was the original oil on
Oh
the
wow.
original oil painting. by
How much did it go
Vallier.
for?
It's not clear. There's a button here, make offer to owner of $24,000 or more.
Wow. I
Where's
told
the
you, I
artist
mean-
now? Is he dead? He's probably.
Yeah, I think he's dead. Yeah. A lot of his stuff
He made a
tends
lot of
to be
bad
very
choices.
like not amorphous, but like the edges are blurry and like people
Mm-hmm.
have odd bits of clothing on and things are like just not quite right. That's one of his most like photorealistic kind of ones. Like that's what you normally think of like Frazetta more for.
Huh.
But yeah, it's Vallejo. It's interesting. That whole time period, that whole 70s art, there's so much of our formative sci-fi art, like that's fantasy side, but like the sci-fi side. Like Dave, like Tim loved like the books that he and I had, like
Yeah.
Great Space Battles and all that. All those artists, like they're super, super formative. And you see in modern shows, like in The Expanse and stuff like that, ships that are basically, emulating what those guys did back in the 70s when we were kids. So it's pretty neat. And you can't argue his skill level, him or Frazetta.
No, definitely not.
So very, very evocative. All righty. But you guys are not there yet. I hear you, Lucy. I hear you. Okay, so Henri, you
We.
descend the steps with Narek and Hike.
All right.
What do you do? Head for the easternmost corner. I'm presuming that if this is the sunken garden, that you guys are entering at the steps here, because this would be the easternmost corner.
No, you're backwards.
And this is the road. Oh, I'm sorry. So from your guys' perspective,
Yeah.
this is the road.
Oh, okay.
You guys would be entering here. This would be the easternmost corner.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Maybe. When you say
All
the
right.
road, are you talking about
Say
Adrian Menderes Boulevard?
that again.
Which road?
Faizi Pasha.
Is that modern day or?
Modern day Faizi Pasha. I don't know what it was called back then.
I don't see that here.
The road to Adrianople. Zoom in on it, man.
Oh, Adrian Menderes Boulevard. No?
No.
Or
called
Adnan. Adnan.
I have no idea where you're looking.
Oh, I thought I was at your thing. Maybe I'm not. Oh, wait, am I? Fevzi Popsa?
Karagurmuk, yeah, Vefa Stadiumu, otherwise known as Karagurmuk Spur.
Oh, I was at the wrong state. I was at the.
Yeah, I'm like,
I was at the
there's-
one. There's one south west of it. I was looking at that one.
There's not even any roads even vaguely like this. So it's right on Faizi Pasha City, whatever.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you're entering, you see the what nowadays are the white buildings in the bottom corner, bottom left hand corner, those curvy buildings.
Yep.
So you're entering in steps down there,
Gotcha.
and you're entering into, so you're kind of skirting along the gardens over towards the trees.
Past like before the tennis courts, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you see where the trees are?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm
Underneath where it says Sarn Yermir Dermeji.
Oh, over there. Okay,
Dermeji,
gotcha.
yeah, over
Gotcha.
there.
Past the tennis courts. Okay.
Yep. So, yeah.
Word up. All right. Yeah.
All right.
So that's the corner where we suspect the cistern or the trellis and whatnot.
Right. Well, that's the east corner. So
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that's what we.
and there are definitely trellises there, and there's vines that go up the stone wall.
Okay. Can you just say the description again?
Jean-Claude has it.
Just write it down.
Is there's a sunken area by the walls to the Fatik area. There will be a mostly hidden door behind trellises and growth in the east corner. It then leads to a cistern tunnel that leads under the walls into the mosque.
Okay. So where's the mosque in relation to this field?
So you guys should know that.
Why should we know that?
Because we went over it on the map.
Nearby?
So
This map?
Down the cistern when we get in there. That's where that.
So come out the
Okay.
Adrianople gate, right? It's on the other side of the wall. You come out the Adrianople gate, which nowadays is that big cloverleaf intersection. You see that?
No, I don't. I have no idea where you are.
Follow Fazi Pasha
Yes.
northwest to the
Northwest.
wall. Yeah. And that highway, that intersection there where the other highway intersects that road.
Edmikapa, whatever, Kavas. Okay.
Baylor Bay CD, it's called, right?
Oh.
And that where
No.
that parallels the old city wall, like we talked about,
The
and
walls
where
of
they meet.
Constantinople, book-free trade.
Yeah,
I really don't know where you were at on this map because just talking about it is different than seeing it on this.
yeah, we actually looked at it on the map. So just here, I'm going to share my screen again. And the reason I'm not offering much more help is because you guys looked at a flat map that was, rolled out on the table.
That's fine.
And now you're here in the city, So how do I share this screen? Let me do a share screen. This is where you guys are. That's that tree I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Here's Fazi Pasha.
Yeah.
This
okay.
is the road to Adrianople. This road parallels the old city walls. Nowadays, it's a highway. Where these two intersect at the Cloverleaf, that's the Adrianople Gate.
Oh, okay. That is where I was. Okay.
Mhm. This is the developed cemetery.
Yep.
This is the undeveloped cemetery. And in the undeveloped cemetery is where we said that there was, it's mostly scrubland. If I remember correctly, or it's the other way around. I think this is the developed cemetery. This is the undeveloped cemetery. Now it's developed, but it's not at the time. This is the cemetery of the heroes of the siege of Constantinople. And this is all scrubland right now, like this.
Okay. So we're looking for the entrance to
and the mosque is
crawl
in there.
through. Okay, gotcha. And how many feet is that? That's like
There to there.
200,
Figure that out.
That's about from that field, that corner to that where those two roads intersect is probably like half a mile ish.
Bless you.
That
sounded like Donald Duck. It was awesome. Through the microphone.
Who was that?
We did get a squeak.
Yeah, it was Dave.
All right, so the
it's not me because it wasn't a series of like 7 sneezes
yeah,
where I couldn't take a breath in between.
wasn't me because I still have my headphones on. The sunken part by the fatigue. What does that mean?
I don't know, Jean-Claude. What does that mean?
That's what I was told. So there's
the hell's a
an
fatigue?
area of the land. It's a district. There's like
Okay, I don't speak Vistani. I don't understand. I'm French.
It's Turkish.
I definitely don't speak. I know how to say 2 things.
So you guys
You're
know
going to
that you're in the
Dashnox and go, fatigue?
you guys know you're in the Fatih district, which is one of the oldest districts of the city.
So basically, look for a sunken area,
All right.
and then look behind trellises and things for a door into a cistern.
We'll just be standing here.
Theoretically,
Gotcha. All right, so we're looking for a sunken area in this area. A sunken area being an area that's sunken.
Well, you mean like the garden is sunken?
Is it?
Yeah, it's from road level down.
so eastern corner
Okay.
of this
It could be
garden,
raised.
in the eastern corner of this garden, behind
Yeah.
trellises and things, should
Right.
be an entrance.
Right. That's why its name is
Search.
Sukorbostan Sunken Garden.
But the picture in my head of this is like Henri goes down and goes like, "Wait, where was it?" And it's like yelling back, and there's just constant yelling.
Oh yeah,
back and forth. At this
That's fine.
point.
It's
yeah, I'm
in the eastern corner.
Look, I'm a visual person.
But what's
I wasn't
the
actually looking at
fatigue?
a map rolled out on a table for 4 hours. It was a Google Maps wiggling back and forth for 5 seconds. So anyway, it's my fault. Anyway, these
That's fine.
Dashnaks, right?
Mm-hmm. D for Dashnut.
They're with me.
Correct.
And we'll look behind the trellis. We'll look around behind the trellis.
You'll proceed over to that corner and look behind the trellis.
and
Very
looking
well.
around. Is anybody like looking at us?
Yes. So as you're going along, you are catching glances from the women and children. Like, why are there men in the gardens?
Quickly, frolic.
Why
It's
is
the
that?
only way to throw them off.
I would have no idea why that's a problem. I don't
And
think
women quick
with the Dashnaks
start pulling their veils across their faces and stuff like that. And you can see the Dashnaks are like,
We should have burqa.
And I'm like, what's the problem here? They don't speak any English.
they don't
or
speak
French.
English or French yet. They speak Armenian and Turkish.
Okay.
And maybe a little Greek.
I know a little
Greek?
sort of Greek. Classical
What?
Greek.
Like classical Greek. Yeah, exactly. Lo,
Yeah.
hail unto you. Right.
All right. Anyway, well, okay. So there's like some sort of like, oh, okay, they don't like us being here because some woman man thing. But all right, maybe Hudson would have given us sort of a little bit of a heads up that there's cultural stuff going on there.
You guys should have figured that out by now. Like,
Yeah.
moving
So
in.
this isn't like totally
Also, would he
surprising.
have
So we'll try to
warned
like
you.
right.
take
But
that
you
into account.
definitely feel immediately out of place. And you realize you don't see any men at all.
Just own it.
So
Wait.
we'll just continue on.
All right.
And we'll talk only in falsetto.
So let's have a roll for that.
Right. Just the roller.
It's actually probably good if we're just making the innocents run away before we go into possible having to shoot things.
Yeah. 2d6. A 3.
Okay.
I'm wasting rolls here.
So you just own it. And you cross through the gardens. You guys can picture what I'm talking about, right? You know, there's trellises everywhere, and there's like that kind of like
Yeah.
slat fencing and, you know, like waist high and the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Little paths through. You guys beeline it for the far corner and start searching. So now we need the roll to see if you find anything. Presuming there's anything there to find.
Found 5 dead bodies. All of them ours.
If it has any bearing, never mind. Okay, here we go. 9 for search.
Those, I mean, the vines are thick. You know, there's multiple trellises across a large area.
So in other words, for it, the question of did he find anything, the answer is 9.
I look closer and re-roll.
Excellent.
7.
Okay, and what's your mind?
5.
Okay. Give me just one.
But if the 2 guys that are with me are any assistance, I don't know if they can lend.
Okay.
I'll use the half third point.
Perfect. Okay. This image up. See if it actually opens with Earth and View. Okay, and after much searching, and here I'll show you another one to give you a sense of why it takes a while. And that with Earth and View as well. Okay. So after much searching through vines that are pretty heavy, like about like this, but not with an obvious door hanging in the middle of them, right? Just like layers and layers.
found the door.
Right, exactly. Just layers and layers and layers. You actually pull aside some vines and do find a door.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
And I'll make it larger for you. And it just got smaller.
Hit plus.
At least it didn't.
Plus
jump.
sign will zoom in.
Yeah, it just went on completely black on my screen.
Yeah, it became like
Yeah, we get the point.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can.
It's like Henri finds
My
the door
secret
and then
garden.
jumps back.
Yeah, like my secret garden. Yeah, and it won't go back.
Oh, that's-
Crazy.
So if you hit plus, will it zoom
There's
in?
no. I don't even have the console for the picture.
yeah,
soon
they
as I
have,
bring it
like,
up.
a black-
You're probably in
green
full
with
screen mode.
a little
Yeah,
blue
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Dropped in a full screen mode. So how do I? If I do minus, and now I'm on some other picture. How does the arrow keys? No.
Yeah, the arrow keys should go, left and right. Will scroll through
Yep.
them.
And that didn't do shit. It just
And-
brought me to all pictures that I never looked at.
Oh,
There
stay
it
out of that
is.
folder.
There it is, and minus, no plus. There we go.
Plus should zoom in.
Yeah.
I like that with the lighting. It looked like you hit the minus on the thing, and then all the lights in your room turned out
Oh, very cool.
because it's like the reflection from the screen ended.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh man, what a pain in the ass. That's pretty neat.
There's a link to it in a big size.
Would you do a Google
find
image
it?
search?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
very
so.
cool. Look at you guys being all like technical. So there it is.
Uh,
There's the door. And the vines completely cover the door. What do you
of
do?
course, it's not the fall, so it's covered in all green.
Correct.
So you
Oh,
wouldn't really-
okay. I was gonna say we could have just lit the
that's
whole
not
works on
that.
fire
Even
and see what
even
was
Henri
left.
would have seen that. He'd been like, that's a door. My scientific brain has detected a door.
Well, it's because you're an elf.
Wow, I have
Now,
low light vision, but it's
it's-
very bright out, so I
Right.
can't use my low light vision.
It's a large area to search. So again, roll a d6. 1 to 2, it took 10 minutes. 3 to 4, it took 20 minutes. 5 to 6, it took a half an hour.
1d6. A 1.
All right, 10 minutes.
I'm wasting good rolls here for things that could. Used
now roll
for
to shoot
attacking.
12.
12. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You're going to explode.
Throw the fuel air bomb. Oh, it's
Right,
fine.
12, dropped it.
Whoa. Hey guys, you better run.
Exactly. Exactly.
Look,
Tell Henri
Oh.
that or
I
tell
think
Norman like Will's whatever.
you're
Tell
not giving
Norman,
your-
fuck
you're not-
you.
You're not giving yourself enough credit. The rolls are good for finding the entrance without starting a race riot very quickly. So pat yourself on the back.
There's still time, Steve. So
Yeah.
I
Have
see-
you watched?
I see a race right in our future.
Have you watched season? What is it? Season 2 or season 3 of Fauda, where there's the riots and the team gets caught in the
No.
riots?
I'm in season like
Spoiler
First third of
alert.
season
Come
2.
on now.
Yeah, it's bad. I'll just put it that way. It's bad when you're the only people on your team in a neighborhood full of people who hate you.
Black Hawk Down kind of.
Yeah, Black Hawk Downish. Yeah, exactly. But they are not near as well, equipped as Army Rangers. They still do pretty good.
And they have a lot of cigarettes.
They do have a lot of cigarettes. There's a lot of drinking, a lot of cigarettes. And they do pretty well with the violence of action and total and complete surprise, and then run like hell.
Their cardiovascular systems are pretty good for smoking so much.
Well, they also train their asses off. They have that training room,
Imagine if
Maybe.
they didn't smoke. How much
It's
more
true.
effective they'd be.
but then they also wouldn't fit in because their whole target population is smoking too.
So
So
that's true. It's funny. All right. Anyway, so we find the door. I'm like, that's probably it.
probably, but it's covered in vines. What do you do? Do you inspect it more closely? As you're pulled vines away in that tangle of
Yeah.
kind of grown into the door. Make
Like, check for
another
traps.
make another roll for me.
I'm looking for 7. I'm looking for if it wasn't recently used or
What you notice is that even though the vines look like they completely hem the door in, if you look closely around its frame, the vines don't actually touch the vines that are on the wall. They've been very, 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 very skillfully cut or even managed so that the door is free in its frame.
does it swing inward or outward?
It swings inward.
And like a latch, or is it?
Yeah, you don't see hinges on this side. There is a latch.
So is it like a little? Well,
Like a
okay, gotcha. A very complicated latch, or something that's appropriate for this kind of gate, or
not even like a lock that you see, like it's rusted away.
All right. There's no. It's not glistening, and it's not.
Do you mess with it?
I look at it very
You play with
closely.
it?
I'm looking for poison.
Touch it? You lick it?
Yeah, right. Lick it, or has it been used? Is it oil? Like, is there like
Go
oil on
swallow
there?
around it for a bit.
Yeah, if you don't touch it, I mean, it's not as rusty as the rest of the door.
Okay.
So Nigel's gonna look around and
I
see if
listen at the
there's
door.
anybody watching us.
Okay, make a roll.
Oh, let's see.
And at this point, are we out of
6.
view for the most part?
You guys know. You're like on a path, like where it turns at the bottom corner of the.
All right. So
Of
I'm
the,
being cognizant of that. That I want to be like,
Yeah, women are periodically looking over at you.
Yeah, I'm
And
looking
not
for
in a
more
good way.
unsavory folks.
Right. Let's see here.
I rolled a 6, mind of 5.
All right. Hold on a sec.
Sure.
So I'm probably a couple 100 feet away from the rest of the party. Not even. Actually, it looks at this.
I'm typing, so it's you. So
Oh,
Okay, then I guess what I meant was I was looking for people watching him.
so you guys are about 100 yards away from me.
Yeah.
Right, like they're at the other corner, the south, I don't know, western corner.
Are we line of sight though?
they're down in the garden, like about 10 feet down,
Uh-huh.
10, 12 feet down. So like you're all the way across the street. If you amble over towards the sunken garden,
Yeah.
then you can definitely see them line of sight.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Yeah. So just trying to watch their backs while they're focused on their work.
So if the women can see us, does that mean it's not super overgrown?
Let's see. It's like a in-use garden. So
Yeah, like what kind of garden is that? Like when you say it's a garden, what does that mean? That
people
could
growing
be-
vegetables.
Like a community garden.
Yeah, it's a community garden for
Oh.
vegetables.
I thought it was just like a.
That's why I said they're growing maize and pumpkins and
You thought it was like an Italian.
I did not hear
like
that part. Sorry, no, my
oh,
fault.
no worries. And I
fountain
looked up a
garden
picture.
or something.
Okay, so it's a vegetable garden. All right.
Yes,
It's like
it's
literally
community
a
vegetable
community garden. Okay,
Yes.
that's interesting. All right.
That's why people are picking their lunch and
Yeah, I totally missed that. Sorry.
no worries, man.
So there are people in there now.
Yes.
Those are the women that are okay. That makes a
Yes.
lot more sense.
Yeah, like there's
okay.
like 30, 40 people in there.
Wait.
And there's maybe like 5 or 6 that you've like immediately passed by that have given you looks.
To get a sense of the size of this garden, in your image of the stadium.
Yeah.
The
entire floor of the stadium.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
huge. Okay.
Which,
I didn't
which
realize it
means
was-
30, 40 people isn't quite as dense as you
That's true too.
think.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why you're getting away with doing that.
Yeah.
Because that's 100 yards across.
right?
Yeah, 100 yards this way, 50 this way.
Oh no. I was saying it was more than that because it's it's like 200 feet across. Okay.
Mhm.
So you're saying it's like a football stadium. Oh, it's a football stadium.
It is a football stadium. Yeah,
Or
I mean,
soccer.
not
Okay.
our football. Their football.
Gotcha. Okay.
You got my message, Nigel?
Oh,
All
oh,
right.
geez. Ha. Okay.
You probably see that guy with the bear, right?
No,
Well, that's
no.
good
I
to know.
nudge Jean Claude, and
You can text. You can type them.
yeah.
Text them.
Oh,
All right.
Ken?
Oh, I was gonna maybe try to open the door.
Is there just a
Can't message.
ghoul standing in the field,
No,
just
no,
staring
no.
at him?
It's nothing that bad.
Just waves up to us and then disappears in the tall grass.
So you
Oh, God, it's like the Ghost in the Darkness, but it's a ghoul in a field.
I kind of hate to do this, but if I turned the shield on right now, would that be visible in the sunlight the way like?
in public, you want to turn on.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Like, how
Yes.
in public is it, and
Yes.
how noticeable? It's okay.
You've seen Dune, the new Dune. It looks
Yeah,
exactly
that's why
like
I'm
that.
saying I'm not sure that would like
When they
help.
turn that on, you're suddenly surrounded by a multicolored heat, haze,
Yeah, but it's somewhat limited,
and it
it's
blurs your entire shape.
Excuse me.
How close is the closest non-Dashnak people?
Maybe 50 feet away.
That's pretty far.
There are plants and tall plants and stuff in between.
All right. Well, anyway, let's try to open the door.
All right. And the latch moves with hardly any effort at all. And it makes almost no noise. It just goes.
All right. I don't open it all the way. I just open it like
Okay.
6 inches. Listen.
There's a little scrape on the stone and of the vines moving. And you listen. I mean, and there's a lot of noises.
Oh.
Oh.
And
And the
I thought it was
smell
kinda
of
like
a wet,
nudge to.
musty smell comes out from the door.
all right.
Yeah,
So is
whoever
that
you want
our-
to talk to, you can type.
Is that our side of the street or?
Yep. The side. Hang on. I'll tell you in a second. I'll randomize.
So I'll hold up my hand and the signal.
the side of the sunken guard.
the signal
Okay.
that I found it and they should come.
Okay.
A prearranged signal.
So Nigel, you see Henri
Caw.
going. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that would be danger. So like,
All right. So I guess we should this is convenient. We make our exit before we're seen by somebody. we know.
Yeah. Yeah, try and not get spotted by that.
Yeah.
Except
Okay.
but the fact
I guess
And
we
I
tell
do-
everybody except Henri and
So
Yeah.
So you and Jean Claude slide back across the street.
yeah.
All right. And you start telling everybody what's going on. Henri, do you stay there or do you go back up?
I stay there and I'm
Yeah.
looking around just to make
Yeah,
sure
so-
there's no like
So
man.
once we have an opening, we'll try and make our way down to Henri.
Okay, so you guys have to bring
grab the gear.
the gear.
Yeah,
and
We can go in pairs or small groups
Okay.
when she's not looking.
Yeah.
The Dashnaks, their rifles are wrapped up in carpets that they took from the house. So that's how they bring their Mausers down there.
We can throw our stuff in the boxes.
Okay, so you guys start making your way across in groups of like 2 and 3.
3.
Yeah.
3, so 5 groups, basically, minus 3, 4 groups. So make a roll.
Okay.
Which roll gets noticed?
Yeah. So why don't we say it's four groups, so 4
Okay.
rolls. And you're going to leave the wagons there unattended, right? Just leaving them
You-
parked and
I was thinking, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. My first roll was a 5.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to roll?
Yeah, and who's in what group? kind of matters, but we can figure that out should any of the rolls fail.
I mean, I got a 9.
All right.
You're by
That
yourself.
answers that
Okay,
one.
so that would be the group.
Does that need a re-roll?
You could re-roll.
It wasn't my
Generally-
group because I rolled.
Right. Generally, a 7 is a success in the game, right?
Okay.
I got a 5.
Excellent. So group 3
Right.
and group 4.
I already got a 9.
You already rolled for group
Yeah,
2.
I-
You want to
So
re-roll that, Jacob?
That's Lloyd's roll next.
yeah, Lloyd can roll. Excellent. So
It's binary though, so it's like
groups
How
2 and
many?
4.
The ghoul walks out, and then it's just Lloyd with a gun.
Oh, let's see if maybe my re-roll will be better. I'll do a re-roll. We need to get down there. And it's the exact same thing. Got a 9 again. I have 1 floating point. Is it Matt? Are you planning on re-rolling that 10?
I mean, like, if we're spotted by snipers and we all get taken out or something, yeah, sure, I'll re-roll. If it's something interesting happens, maybe not.
Well, our stealth mission is not so stealthy right now.
Stealth is
don't-
not our strong suit anyway.
every
Yeah.
time. This is what I picture for Lloyd. I gotta show you. Every time he's doing something, it's kind of like that. It's like I just can't get that out of my head. Like he's crossing the street, he's like in his bathroom taking
The
a
tub
bath.
is probably what tipped him off. Something was.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta get it going.
I'll leave it at the 9 since we've got a 10 as
All
well.
right.
So that's at least 2 groups getting spotted and maybe stopped. I don't know.
Okay, so
We'll
the
see
first
what
group.
the actual outcome is.
So who's in group 2 and group 4? Why don't you guys figure that out while I just take one more moment here and pull up a name.
But Dave, I guess this way it
Josh,
might
no,
answer
Howard.
some it might answer some long-standing questions for us.
True.
I was with Howard.
With Howard.
You're in group 1, right?
Yeah, so Nigel was group 1. Group
Yeah.
2 was Howard. Group 4 involved Lloyd. So those are 2 different groups.
Oh, so we're split up that way.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that would be it.
Well, how many people per group?
3.
Why do 4 groups? The 3 groups of 4 instead of 4
Oh,
groups of 3.
Because we
Why
didn't-
not do
We
one
are.
group of all of us?
Since we already did
Well,
it.
because we were trying not to.
Not
we were
to
trying not to
try.
have Madame Adelaide spot us.
Oh, is that who it is?
Oh, this is
Yeah.
Madame Adelaide.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
But a little late now.
Maybe she's
The
doing a
cat
show on
is
the field.
out of
Actually, at
the
this
bag,
point, it's
that's what
probably we're going and just wait. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Like Nigel and his group goes across and they slink down the steps, and then the next group comes, or group number 3 is maybe coming up behind. He's like, odd groups went first, and they come down and they're carrying their cases down, and then Howard. Sorry about that. See, that's what happens when people don't rename
Change their
themselves.
names.
Yeah, way to go,
Exactly.
Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
change.
thanks. And Lloyd and their groups of people are walking across with their cases of rifles and things like that, and they're like, "Holy shit, that's Madame Adelaide!" It's just a pause, and you see Madame Adelaide and
80,000
and
tentacles.
14
Entourage.
ghouls.
right, and Entourage. She is there with her. Wow, sorry.
I
thought
wonder
that was
if
gonna be
Madame
like-
Adelaide is the daughter of Fate. That
Yeah.
would suck.
Well, no, it wouldn't. We'd just blow her up now. We have all the guns.
Try to blow her up.
There is no do or do not. There is no try.
There is ass balloon or ass balloon. not.
There's no
There is
better
try.
element of surprise than when we're surprised.
Yeah, I mean, literally at this point, it's like we're pointing at her and she's pointing at us, and we're both confused.
Well, you're confused at least. She might not be.
Well, she's like, "You're supposed to be dead," and we're like, "What the fuck are you doing here?"
Well, she, as far as we know, she's just a singer, right? We haven't really.
She has been somehow connected.
I agree, but we've
everything
never
so
seen her like
far.
do
So-
anything like that. Would
So with Madame Adelaide, there's Madame Adelaide, there's her pianist companion. There is yeah, exactly. You
He's
have
an
a point.
expert pianist.
You can have a point for that. Oh my gosh, I've been watching James Bond movies, and I just rewatched On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is the first one where they actually start particularly trying to be funny. It's actually a much better movie than I remember.
Yeah.
And he plays Sir Hilary, the herald, and he's up there, with the harem of women who are being, hypnotized into destroying the world's food population and everything. And everything he says is like a double entendre.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's like, oh, there's many different things that can be on a coat of arms. There can be lions rampant and this and that, the other thing, and bezants. And they're like, what are bezants? And he says, gold balls. And they're like, how many gold balls? How many bezants do you have on your coat of arms, Sir Hilary? And he's like, well, there's 4. And there's just, it just goes on. And they're like, and he was a genealogist. And Katarina Shell says, what's a gyne? I mean, a genealogist. And they just said it right out there in 1969. So it's definitely risque, but it was pretty funny. So I was thinking of peasants when you guys were. Anyway, talking about the pianist. So with her pianist companion, there is Count Razumovsky and Countess
What?
Irina Razumovsky.
These schmucks who we didn't associate with on the train at all.
With their 2 attendants and with Pyotr Trubovsky. And then several what look like well-heeled Turkish gentlemen, all wearing red fezzes.
So obviously we just start blasting.
seriously.
Just
They've noticed us.
And they see you, and you can see passing across Madame Adelaide's face is this look of, like not consternation, but like definitely the F.
Yeah.
Are you
What are
guys
you doing
And
here?
why are you dressed like that? And why are you filthy? And why are you carrying crates down into a
To
garden?
where I'm going.
and that's when we just scuttle away.
Why do you ask her why she's here?
And she sees you, you see her, she sees you, all her associates are milling around her, like basically listening to her every word. The count is trying to remain, as aloof as possible. And when she sees you and that goes across her face, she turns away and distracts her entourage into a store.
Interesting.
And they enter. Well, I don't know. We'll have a rug market.
Who is
So was she with the
working
Sunai or
for?
not with the Sunai?
I don't know. But I was gonna say if she turned and started to alert people, then it would be like a Malcolm sniper. But now
you can still
if
do
she's walking away.
Yeah, seems like she's trying to draw attention away from us.
She wasn't
Yeah.
obviously connected to the Sunai in Switzerland either.
No, she hasn't been
She's
100.
always
We've
been
only
there.
speculated
It's
who
just
what
been
she's
everywhere.
connected.
Yeah.
He could
You
just want nothing to do with you.
I mean, that too, but she's always there.
I don't know. And they got the Russian connection, right? And they fell out of favor with what's his face? No,
With the Tsar, and they're actually from Austria. Those Russians.
they fell out of favor with the Tsar.
Well,
What's their
I'm ready
connection
chalk
to?
this up as just a weird coincidence,
Romanov.
and we should continue on our
or not
mission.
Romanov?
Yeah, we got kids and a scientist to save, or a
Yeah, I know.
professor.
No,
We can.
well, I'm not there anyway.
we
so.
we probably should talk to her at some point, though. It's
Just
This
trying to
is
figure
getting
out
a
where her
little too
loyalties-
coincidental.
Surely this is an unimportant interaction. And nothing will come of this.
We have a connection with the Russians that on the train and the princess.
They exist and they're Russian.
I mean, did we
And-
come up with any kind of?
The Countess was probably sleeping with the nephew.
Weren't they? Wasn't she Serbian? She's Serbian, right?
She might, yeah, she's Serbian.
I'm just wondering if they're, potential allies or not.
Well,
Or
we'll find
competing
out
interest.
later.
Yeah. Anyway,
We've
whatever.
gotta
I'm
go
not there.
Die in a cistern somewhere.
A tie in a tunnel. Speaking of which, I was just watching. I think I was telling you guys. Oh no, I was telling the other group. I was just watching. I have a couple different caving channels that I follow. There's one called like the Adventure Twins, and they go to all these caves all around America that look like it's literally like out in the woods somewhere. There's like a little hole like that you could just barely squeeze through, and then it leads to these like ridiculous, caves. It's like proper spelunking stuff. And they were in some ridiculous ones recently. There's one was just gigantic, supposedly the largest underground chamber in America, which I thought was in Mammoth Cave, but apparently not. And there's another one with this like rushing river through the middle of it, and they're having to like go through like waist, almost waist deep, and then like hold onto ropes that are going across ledges. It's just like something out of like D&D on like wet ledges. And then there's like a ladder balanced between two ledges, and then like, a 15-foot drop down into a chasm with a, Russian river that goes off into the darkness and the whole, and they're having to cross all this stuff. And it's crazy. Tunnels that are like this, that the water cut that just go off and they don't even know how far they go. It just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. There's some pretty neat things, especially if you're a DM and you need ideas for, dungeons and stuff.
Are you saying that's what we're running up against?
I'm just saying that there's water and there's caves. I just
Should
been
have brought
watching
those diving suits.
cave-in videos. That's all.
Great.
Yeah. So anyway, totally not related. Totally not. Yeah. So you guys go. There's eyes lock, and then she turns away with her entourage, and you're just like, and let's just go. And you're down the stairs and holding your crate, by its rope handles, and you have made it up to the door. And Henri, you're there at the door.
So the fail rolls got them seen.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Well, no alarm was raised.
Failing
No
any
alarm was-
harder would have been the like the wink and finger guns to her as we walk by.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey,
Hey, lady.
by the way, I found better Madame Adelaide pictures because I wasn't satisfied with the one actress that I had found before. This is Madame Adelaide. There you go. That's Madame Adelaide. And I forget which actress she actually is.
Yeah, she looks familiar, and I don't.
Yeah, she's pretty famous. She's a French actress. I think I saw her like in some other movie, and then I was like, "Oh, I should look her up," because I bet you got to find like actress name in gown, because actress name in like jeans and a t-shirt. It's not period. So you got to find ones who
Right.
actually may have been in like a period movie, and even that is too late. That's from like a 30s kind of murder mystery or something she was in. But still, at least it's a gown,
Gets the
But-
point across.
It gets the point across. Exactly.
Well, I think we are getting into that cistern quickly.
Okay, so you guys are down now. There's a lot of looks from the women and children. In fact,
As
to
we
the point,
stack up on the cistern door.
exactly.
Pull out the rifles.
Yep.
We'll just pull. We'll just.
I think
carry
we'll
everything
take the
in.
boxes in. Yeah.
Just turn to all of the women and children. Just
We're with the gas company.
With the gas company, exactly. And we have no history of causing gas explosions whatsoever.
You should probably go home.
Yeah, and there's actually no city pumped gas yet. Just
That's why we're here.
so
We're
installing
gonna
it.
make it.
so you guys go down in, and actually there might be. I think there's like two companies, but they're both have to do with the Sultan's Palace. You guys go down into the sunken garden and you stack up on the door. Henri's there at the door. The door is open. The smell of wet earth comes out. What do you guys do?
Start going in. I think.
All right.
maybe light
Yeah.
a torch or something.
Yeah. So there's that whole light source thing.
Anybody bring a torch?
Did we bring the lanterns? I don't remember how far they have traveled with us.
You didn't even have the lanterns, I don't think. Oh no,
We had
you
them
did.
We had them
in the cemetery.
France.
I mean, Hudson wouldn't have brought anything like that, right?
Did you have them in the cemetery? I don't think so. Maybe like one. Spencer always says, "I have a lantern," so Spencer has a lantern.
Perfect. I have a lighter.
Hudson has to have a lantern.
Hudson has a lantern.
Yeah, he's
Two.
prepared. He's not like us.
Well, I mean, I hope so. It's his safe house. It's his town. We're just visiting.
It's not his town.
Yeah.
His town is London. So, or maybe like Glasgow or something. So anyway, Hudson has a lantern. Amin has a lantern. Spencer has a lantern.
That should do it.
There you go. Should have brought your own lanterns.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well,
Exactly.
we'll have to light up
What
an
do you
ass
get?
balloon.
What are they gonna do? Not share?
Well,
Yeah.
put them
They
in their
cover
own-
your eyes with blinders. How you didn't bring a lantern? You can't use your eyes.
Okay. So you guys start filing in, and you step into the darkness.
It'd be cool to find
And-
like a Sunai light source. It's a shame we didn't find something like that.
Like some sort of stick that light comes out of the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could say it probably makes a flash when you turn it on.
We don't have any goggles from the helmets, right?
No. You don't even have any helmets.
Got them with the Krokenberger.
So as you guys file in, you go in as quick as you can, and there is a brick platform that you guys are filing into that you can see that from the light of the door. But you get in really, really quick and close the door behind you. There is a latch on this side. Yes?
Yep.
All right. And as you close the door, slowly your eyes begin to adjust. And you see that there are some very, very narrow slits still left in the brick and stone, and it's a mixed brick and stone wall that let just some slanting light in from the sunken garden.
Mm.
As you guys see this.
Hallway filled with bodies. It's like the catacombs in France.
This.
This is a flash
Oh,
of
yeah.
Madame Adelaide there as it transitioned, and I'm like, Jesus, she's here too.
And all you guys are up on this platform. These are not big windows, but there are a few slits. The light is shining in, and you hear of something fly, probably a bat, fly through the cistern. And there are crumbling steps down to a rubble-strewn slope down to what, as just by the light, from those slits that you can see, is the reflection of water. And I will pull up a couple other.
We
Almost.
seem to be
no.
going north.
Yeah, and that is looking in the direction, paralleling the street in the direction that you would want to go.
We're gonna electrocute ourselves with our own guns.
Who understands electricity?
You have high hopes.
I would hope Henri.
I'm a chemist.
Malcolm's smart.
I don't understand electricity or other math or anything.
I certainly don't. So I see nothing wrong with walking in water and shooting electricity about.
What could possibly go wrong? Just make sure
Exactly.
you have rubber gloves. You'll be fine.
And I brought the swims. Should have bought those diving suits.
You know what? Randall's like, oh, really? Okay. Oh, you're kidding. Oh well.
I said, are you seriously gonna? I mean, I brought up that there were the diving suits. I was just saying.
It would have been even weirder to walk through the garden in diving suits.
Diving
but
suits, yes.
Or gimp suits.
Yeah.
Right. Possibly
ladies.
even
Everyone, there's women and children in the field. Make sure to zip up your butt flaps.
weirder.
You don't want to offend them.
Okay, here we go. And this is a good one. This should give you a sense.
It's like City of Lost Children.
I mean, technically, this is a city full of lost children.
Oh, you know what? That's funny. You're right.
One of us is Ron Perlman, though.
That was yeah. You ever see Delicatessen, that guy's first movie? Or I don't know about his first movie.
No.
It was a previous movie to the City of Lost Children. It was so good. So weird.
Yeah, City of Lost Children was incredibly strange.
It's
This
a
was-
super weird movie.
Delicatessen was weirder, but more like lighter,
And this
even though it was about eating people.
is what it looks like in color.
Yeah.
Though with more light in this
Oh.
picture than you guys are seeing.
Well,
That's
we have certainly entered a dungeon.
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we're gonna take a left at the stomach-shaped room.
Exactly.
I slalom through the pillars.
into the slalom through the pillars. Make sure you lick one, right? And then escape through the shadow dimension into the dolphin shaped room where you have your base with your Mordenkainen's mansion or whatever. Wow. And you guys actually did that, which is amazing, by the way. That was so cool. All right. Let me see. It's not like anybody here, asked for a dungeon or anything like that. Nobody ever said, wow, where's our dungeon crawl? Okay, here's some that have better. Here, I'll pull up. I'll just show you. I'll just share my whole screen. Now that you guys are down in there. So these are the cisterns underneath Constantinople. And that's probably about the lighting that you guys have right here at the entrance.
Damn.
Except we're down among the pillars instead of on like.
Well, you're about at the height that the girl is in this picture,
Okay.
but there's that ramp down, and you guys haven't said that you actually walked down that ramp yet.
Okay. To
That's
get
too
back
bright.
to
Yes, it's
Some
about
sort of underwater creature. Does it seem like the water's up to that, like, it's high kind of water?
well, there's pillars.
Not that we can see, I guess.
Yeah, so it all really depends on how big are the pillars.
And it did just pour rain for like a day,
Like 3 days.
3 days.
And it's still drizzly.
Hmm.
Yeah, there was
So
massive thunderstorm break, massive thunderstorm, regular rain. Now it's just misty and clearing up, because it's noontime now. It's pretty dry and sunny.
So,
if we look at the pillars, are there any markings on them that would be like directions for people that would be going this way?
Do you light your lanterns now and try and shine them?
I figure we probably would, at least one.
Okay, so Spencer will probably do. And by the beam of the lantern, it looks like the pillars are on square bases, and the square bases are only just like this much out of the water. But you don't know how big the bases are.
Well, luckily we have our adventurer's 10-foot pole, so we can go down there and just test.
That's right.
Well, we do have a 6-foot gun.
And you know what's funny about, we always thought that a 10-foot pole was ridiculous. And it is ridiculous when you're going through a dungeon, especially when dungeons were always, 10 by 10. That's huge. I mean, that's like the hallways in my high school. When you look at actual kind of these areas, they're like 5 by 5, 2 by 5, like that's dungeons. So 10-foot pole doesn't make sense. But people really did carry 9 and 10-foot poles as part of their daily life who lived like peasanty kind of lives, depending upon where they lived. Like they were real common in Flanders and the Netherlands, the lowlands, because you could like pole vault over canals and stuff, that would help you when you're walking around tending the sheep and things like that. They, like in the Canaries, they did them pilgrim staffs, sometimes they call them, they were that long. So it's, George Silver called it a short staff. He said would commonly be between 7 and 9 feet long. So it's in that range. It's not like we think of, like a quarter staff. That's a modern day idea as a 6-foot staff. They were 8 to 9 feet staves. Even in Victorian times, they knew that. So common enough thing, I guess people are, if you only ever really properly live outside, why not?
Yeah, you have the space for it.
Right. And long ones are useful. You can reach out there and hit the cow, with enough space to run away if it turns to charge you or whatever, or you can reach over
Stuff
and
out of the tree.
Right. Exactly. And like shepherd's crooks, that's another thing, like we think of them as like this hook things. And you're like, well, what do they do with them? Well, you're supposed to like catch a lamb by the neck and pull it back in out of the fold or whatever, But apparently in England, that hook it was like a little scoop. And when they would walk along and they're herding the sheep and the sheep would start to stray, they would pick up a couple pebbles off the road and drop them in the crook, and they would whoosh, throw it, and the pebbles would go out like a shotgun, like a staff sling, and it would make noise and make the sheep all run back down where you wanted them to go. Which means that shepherds, by their nature, didn't just have like slings, they had staff slings, and that's like 1300s, 1400s England. That was just, I think even 1500s, that was just like normal, apparently. So totally more believable, the stuff that you find in D&D, than you would think. It's until they start going totally wrong, in a historical, pretty much after first edition, it starts to seriously devolve. But anyway, so y'all are hunkering on this brick platform in the silence. And as the door closes behind you and the vines fall back into place in front of it, a strange and eerie, almost silence falls over you as the sounds outside and on the road are muted.
So who brought the boat? Anybody?
Yeah, about that.
The box.
How wide are those?
I'm pretty
are
sure my
the,
character didn't know what a cistern was, so
the squares between
I
pillars.
had no idea what I was coming in for.
Is it like? Is there enough space to stand on the pillar bases?
Yeah, let me take a quick look at the picture I was showing you, and I'll get a better sense. Because there's multiple cisterns and they come in different sizes. So the one that I showed you, there is just barely enough space, like about this many inches, so you can put your feet on a base, but you can't
really
step from base to base.
It is going to be a waiting.
You could jump, if you went along the long side and got a little bit of a run, and you could jump, but then you're trying to land on a space that's
How
this
big are
far
the
out of the
crates?
water. The crates I'm picturing like rifle crates, like from cowboy movies when they show
Like, can we
rifles.
sit on them and use them as like rafts?
Oh heck no. Here.
Why not?
Show you a
Maybe we
picture.
could.
Well, I think if I can get closer to the water and see if I can figure out how deep it is.
jump in.
You're our water guy, right?
Yeah, you're a boat guy.
Oh, you're the water guy. Go, water guy.
Let me just check the pH real quick.
I'm picturing like
So to be what
a
you describe,
6 foot
it's
by
about
like 1 foot by 1 foot wooden crate, something like that.
that's so look up Civil War rifle crate.
And 3 of them. Or 4 of them. Well, we have 3 or 4. Well, either way.
3.
4 of them for 14 people.
So that's what they look like, right? You see they have the rope handles.
Yeah, I use them for a flower box outside. I got something like that. I have one
About
of those
that
actually.
big.
I have not that big. That's actually bigger than I
That's
expected.
a little bigger than I think the last picture.
So the one that your mouse is on right now, I have in my
This one?
living room. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't float on that. You couldn't even float one. Maybe you could float one person on that.
Put 2 people on that thing. It's wood. It's full of air.
I think we could probably just we'll check to
if
see
it's
how deep
watertight.
it is, and we can walk it. Because I think we're gonna have to just wade.
I
All right,
mean,
get in there.
you could
I
put a
can't get my
child
suit
in it.
wet. No, we could put a child in it.
We could bring children back.
Do you
in.
bring the empty crates with you?
Sure.
I don't think it's really
We should
worth
probably
it.
just leave them.
Well, they're gonna float. I mean, I don't
Just
know.
leave them at the entrance.
We're not coming.
Or
We're not
We
coming
might
out
have
this way.
stuff we
Stick
might
them
wanna-
off to the side
Yeah.
somewhere. Stash
Or
them
if we-
out of immediate view.
Yeah. Or if we could put, I don't know if we have stuff that can't get wet that we could like put in that and then use the crate to float stuff across, but
Could put the rifles in there. Really.
like grenades maybe.
Well, how deep was the water? What did our water guy say?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Who went down? Nobody said that. they
Jean
went down.
Claude's gonna go down and
He
take
Oh,
it.
did.
okay.
Yeah, he's our water guy.
He'll have Spencer basically just flash the lantern down like in front of him so he can see where he's going.
Okay.
And that people can and like everybody just like watch out, but he'll go down
Okay.
and check.
So he starts to make his way down the steps and then down onto the slippery scree of the rubble. Why don't you make I would say a dex check, but some kind of a body affected roll, balance, acrobatics.
Athletics.
Sure.
I rolled an 11.
Pratfall.
I have an athletics of 6, and I am a superhuman. I don't know if that.
So you do a
Yep. So an
You
athletics
slip
of
and
6,
tumble
and you
and-
rolled an 11. So yep. So you get down in there and you take a couple steps on when it gets onto the scree,
come on, guys.
and
I
you're
think
like,
it's
"This is all right," and then
fast.
like that. You go on your butt and then just right into the water, and it makes a loud like this. The water is refreshingly ice freaking cold, and you're like, "Whoa!" and stand up, and it's up to about your tummy.
It's not that bad. I can't fire my guns now.
Who knows? Maybe the wax seals are all right.
So maybe we put the rifles in the
Thank God
boxes
I have these sickles.
and coast them or float them, whatever.
Yeah,
And a
that's
baton,
also-
Yeah.
a belaying pin. If they'll float with the rifles in it, if the cases are watertight, if they can float with that much, because this square displacement. I mean, boats are not square.
There's 3 of them. If we tie them together, And
So they're
then-
not.
Or we could just
wood?
carry
I don't
everything above
under-
our heads like we're in Vietnam.
Yeah, just do
What's- What's the wood made out of?
Well, let's find out. Wood,
Hopefully.
cellulose. Yeah.
it's Egyptian cypress.
so I wasn't even thinking about putting the stuff in the crate. I was thinking
Or-
of like more like going
Right.
perpendicular across the crates, and just,
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
because they would be more likely to float that way. But it might be, I don't know, might be overthinking it too.
There is a Civil War wooden boxes.
Considering what we're fighting, though,
They're probably just
if we're
pine.
Here we go.
gonna run into
Just pine,
anything
they're
here, I
pine.
think if we just have them
Federal
didn't-
ammo boxes were
Because if we have them carried in a box, if the box just gets grabbed by the first octopus monster that shows up,
Whatever. Yeah, I mean the big gun might be worth putting it across a couple of them, and that way that doesn't have to be, because that's probably very heavy, right?
Nah.
which box?
I was just saying, take the 2-man gun
Yeah, that's not light.
and
mean,
put that
yeah.
on and pull that with the thing and whatever.
I saw a quick reference here, something about waterproofing the boxes. I'm sure they're just pine.
Yeah,
Um,
they're definitely pine. They're not going to be
Well, then
like, what else would they
that'll
be?
Totally float then. That's fine.
The paint helps waterproof the box. But they're talking about ammunition boxes. I mean, I have no freaking idea. And
I
I'm
think they would
just
float. I think
It's-
Steve's right. If you put a few
okay.
rifles in them, they would probably float.
Okay.
you know how they definitely float. We tie an ass balloon to one and trigger it. And then we just have it on a lead and we just float it down the
That would float.
down
We
the
light that
back,
up and
yeah.
move.
Okay, so I'll go with that they float and that they're relatively waterproof. So then the question is, how many rifles can go in them?
My
Or do you
inclination
guys
is
wanna
that we
just
don't wanna
do like
press
the
our luck.
Vietnam
I think
War?
we do the Vietnam thing. Put them on our
I-
shoulders.
I think I
whoever's-
kind of like to have a gun on me, so I'll just.
Okay.
Yeah, we could even just put it across your shoulder or whatever.
But
Right.
that won't work for everybody. So somebody's gonna have to handle this box.
And I'm fine
That's
doing
why
that.
we got food.
Okay, so you're gonna bring empty boxes?
I think we should bring at least a couple.
We
Okay,
might
and
need them
you're gonna
later
bring
for
two
carrying
of the
bodies.
three?
I would think we'd lash them together and then prop
Okay,
the
so
gun on top.
somebody has to have
I don't know that we would
string.
have rope for
then?
that. If we,
Open
I don't
the
think we need to
door,
lash them. I
Cut
think we
some
can just carry them.
vibes.
They're
Exactly.
what are the lids on with? Are
Well,
they-
if it's rope handles, right? Like that's what we were talking about. The lids have to come off. I guess I figure they just press in and you nail them, shut for transport.
they're
and
not on with like leather straps or something.
You can have that. Sure. Okay. So they're on with leather straps, and they have brass hasps and the whole deal. So you're gonna cut a strap off and
Not
or two
necessarily.
and try and because they're probably only like that long. But you've got the upscale crates with the leather hasps or the leather straps. Sure.
Why
I
are we?
would I would leave them intact, and why don't we bring one with the big gun? That way we don't have to commit human resources to handling the rest of the other guns.
Yeah, we don't have ropes or anything like that anyway. I was just thinking if we could lash them together, but we really don't
Right.
have anything. So
No.
If we find
Yeah.
rope later, we'll just keep it.
all right. I mean, do we? Yeah. I mean, if it floats with the gun in there, then let's do it. But
Okay.
Because also we're basically like we're not going to try and spend all our time floating in the water of the cistern. Like our goal is just to get to the other side and then unload
yeah,
the
let's
weapons.
just
anyway.
throw the gun in there, and I'll pull it along with me.
Right.
Because theoretically the mosque won't be
And I've got the
water.
splat gun, so I'm not using a lightning rifle,
Okay.
so I don't need to
All
worry
right.
about.
So who has what? Everybody's got what's on them. Do you
Right.
drag your revolvers and everything through the water? If not, what do you do with them? Because the water's up to your stomach.
Put them over my shoulders.
Okay.
Same. Yeah.
Now you had 4, Malcolm. So what about
Yeah.
the spare 2 that were from? Oh, so you're only carrying 2?
Well, my 2 will be high enough. I think I'll clear the water. The ones I have down on my
Oh,
hips,
the down there and put.
I'll put around my shoulder. Whatever holstery belt that they're
Oh,
in,
so
I'll hang it over my shoulder. Yeah,
Got it. I get it.
right.
I got it.
And then I'll have a lightning rifle in my hands, and I'll cover whoever is moving the box.
All right. Who's moving the box? All right. And the box has the bazooka-ish
gun.
looking thing in it.
Yeah.
All right. And everybody else, what do you do with your firearms, or like the whip sword, Nigel? Or
Yeah, I'll have it, or I'll have it across my chest. And
well, it's not turned on yet.
yeah, it's not turned on or anything. I'll have my.
Careful.
I'll see if I can position my holster the opposite diagonal with
Okay.
the holster, the gun right under where the whip sword crosses. So I
Okay.
can reach the handle,
Mm-hmm.
remove the gun, or uncoil the whip sword.
Right. And tuck the whip
And
sword
so
under your
it's-
collar so it doesn't cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'll
All right.
try and do.
All right. Jean-Claude.
My guns are already wet, but so I have the shoulder I have like an underarm shoulder holster thing. I will leave that one because it's above the water, and I'll take the one that was in my coat, and just kind of hold it so that it just drips.
Okay. And
And-
remember, everybody had spare ammo that you just shoved in your pockets too.
Yeah,
Whatever ammo you had left.
I'll toss
So-
mine into the box, I guess, wherever it's dry and it can kind of dry off a little bit.
Okay. And everybody else with your spare ammo, by the way, just come up with something that you're going to do about that, Howard.
Well, I guess because I just have the lightning gun. I'll have one of the vibro knives in my teeth.
Okay.
I don't think I would imagine that they would be having a problem with water, because it's a knife. How would that happen? How would that break in water? So probably the other one's still on, just at my side. Put the one in my teeth, and then just hold the gun above my head and try to keep the ammo for it out of water.
Okay.
Are my pistol cartridges sensitive to water?
Well, pistol cartridges are typically sealed, but they
Yeah.
can't stand prolonged exposure to water.
Okay.
So it's
Right.
not like they just get wet when they're out in the rain, but if you left them out soaking in the rain, yeah.
Okay.
If you dunk them underwater, maybe they're okay. Hold them
Maybe
underwater
not.
for a while. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
maybe not.
okay,
Hold them underwater for sure. They're not going to work,
All right.
especially if you're
I
moving
think
around.
I think my jacket has breast pockets, so
Mhm.
put in their breast pocket.
Okay.
I don't have that many rounds left anyway.
Yeah,
so-
Yeah,
people
that's
are
the benefit.
running out
We're-
of ammo.
We're running low.
Conventional ammunition for your slug throwers is
yeah, I think I got 6 in the gun and 4 in the pocket.
okay.
So
The good
And,
thing is there's only 2 enemies in this dungeon. We're
Yeah, Malcolm, you're doing the same thing,
Yeah.
and Henri.
Yeah. So I guess I have the freeze gun also. And
You have the freeze gun and the splat gun.
we
And-
could just
and my
freeze
regular
the
pistol?
cistern.
Yeah, and where do you put your regular pistol?
So, I
'Cause you
mean,
could-
that's I definitely have a shoulder holster.
Okay,
Um,
because you could inside coat pocket your freeze gun and your splat gun, I suppose.
so we get
Uh,
everything positioned up here, and then the water gets 2 feet deeper.
You're right, exactly. They're
well,
like,
right. Well, there's
yeah.
that. What am I wearing? Like, I'm not wearing like normal.
No, you're wearing pantaloons.
You're in a clown suit.
Yeah, basically.
So do I have like pockets up top, like that I normally
Come
would
to
with
think
like
of
a
it, no,
jacket?
you don't.
I mean,
You have the sash. You might be
You
able
have
to
the
move that
sash,
up.
yeah.
yeah. So what would
Can that be
these
moved
guys
up to
do?
be like a
where
girdle?
would I mean? I would have had to think about this kind of just generally anyway. Like,
Yeah,
where am I
well,
gonna
that
put my
they
weapons?
fold you. If you watch what the Dashnoks do, is they fold the sash over and they tuck things inside the sash.
So what are they doing? They only have rifles.
Well, they only have rifles, yeah, and yada guns. So
Alright. So if I've seen them do that before, I'll try to do the same thing with the pistols and up higher.
you're just gonna hike it up. Okay, you
Um,
could do that. You could tie it across.
I mean, can I double up in the shoulder holster somehow?
No.
Like use that along with the sash maybe to create like a
Make it like a pocket inside the
pouchy
sash.
thing. Yeah.
But then if you put your revolver in the holster, then you're gonna put the revolver, tuck it somehow in the sash, and then use the holster.
I'll keep the revolver in the holster like how it normally goes, but then use the rest of the holster along with the sash to create some sort of, I don't know.
Make a roll, see if you can do it.
Ugh, I lost the roller. All right. I guess this is a mind.
Yep.
7.
Sure, you figure something out.
All right.
All right, and Lloyd?
So I guess like over the shoulder with like I have a shotgun or something, and I believe I have a shoulder holster for the
Okay.
the revolver.
Sure. Okay.
And then hold the lightning gun up.
Okay. All right. All right. Probably smart to put the shotgun across your shoulders just so it doesn't fall off easy. Well, I'm meaning like diagonal with this strap. We're presuming that all your guns have carrying straps, which wasn't always the case, but we'll just say that they do. All right. So,
All right.
Mhm.
Gonna put the lightning gun up to 2. I think it was
Okay.
at 1. It was at 1 when
Yeah,
we were in
what-
the graveyard.
Right. 1 is like stun,
Right.
right?
And it
10
was
is
not
burn.
doing great with the
Right.
gargoyle, so I'll set that up to 2.
Okay. All right.
Which is the current recommended setting for anybody else who, or at least the current for everybody else. Don't use 1.
We tested a couple different settings, right? And we've used them at a couple different settings.
Right.
We've used them at 10, I think. No,
You have used them at 10. Mostly people
Yeah.
use them at 10.
that's
Mostly
like
at
that's like the Ghostbusters.
10 full beam.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Waste
Use it. Yeah. Crank it
Yeah.
up to 10 and use the whole magazine like Ghostbusters.
Pray and spray.
You get like a couple seconds of it and then it's
But
done.
the 10 might not be a hugely great idea
No, I agree. I think you're right
in
on it
this
too.
environment, especially.
Well, right. Well, would we know that? I guess we would kind of know. Yeah, we would know
All
that.
the water.
Lightning and electricity
And
and
water.
water.
Well,
and-
lightning, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, we know that.
definitely people do get that.
Familiar
I mean,
with lightning on the ocean and the rivers. It's not
Right.
good.
Yeah.
people who are educated definitely know that.
Right.
People
Which
like
we are.
Howard may or may not know that.
He's like, this is fine.
Right. Jean Claude's seen things like, not Saint Vitus dance. What do you
He's
call it?
seen things.
Saint Elmo's fire and stuff,
Yeah. So I know about it. The attraction.
Great
of-
movie.
Right. It's a great movie.
That's the only thing I thought of. I don't know. Does that reference a natural phenomenon?
Oh yeah, it's like ball
Oh
lightning.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that runs up and down like ship's rigging and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a totally legit thing. Oh, I wonder. Probably nowadays, there's probably actually a picture or a video of it.
Emilio Estevez.
Look
Ah,
up
maybe
phenomenon.
Singing that stupid song in my
Yeah, if you look up St. Elmo's fire phenomenon,
Who sang that song? Peter Cetera or something? I don't know. Who it was.
Yeah, it was.
It was somebody like him.
It wasn't him.
No, it was like one hit wonder.
yeah. So check this out. Here we go.
All right. Is
Uh,
John something maybe?
So this is St. Elmo's fire.
John Parr.
That's what it looks like on a ship,
Oh, that looks cool. I want some of that.
but on an airplane, that's what it is.
And when it strikes you, the song
It's-
plays.
Shoots across your windshield. So it's like electricity that sticks to what it's running across.
Right.
That's not St. Elmo's fire, but
That's just lanterns.
that's just lanterns. Yeah. But yeah. So you can imagine on a sailing ship. So these are descriptions of it though. See how it shoots off. So it's like electricity, like static electricity, like if you put something metal in the microwave, right? The microwaves move the electrons along the metal thing, and where there are points, that's where it concentrates, and there gets to be enough potential that's where you get the arcs from. So that's what's happening on the masts here. So that's pretty freaky. Oh wow, look at that.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
You had.
I haven't.
I think you had.
I don't know.
It's been a long time since we've seen some of these movies.
I
Although
never saw this. Oh,
Wow.
Demi Moore's in this.
I did rewatch The Highlander 2 nights ago.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
That's a good movie, but it's not as good as it was back then.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know what you
And the rest
Hey.
of them are kind of pretty terrible.
So everybody's going to make their way down the
Highlander 2 is all right.
down this ramp and into the water, into the ice cold, dark, pitch black mirror.
Oh, if it's ice cold, I'm
Well.
not doing it. I'm going back to the house.
All right. So everybody has to make a roll for going down the ramp.
I will stay at the bottom to help kind of guide people and like arrest people's fall if
Right.
if like it gets really bad. But
It's
I'm
a
not gonna like
difficult.
stand in the way and get kicked. in
Is
the
it very
chest.
steep and slippery, or is it
It's-
just slightly steep and
it's-
slippery?
Pretty steep. It is steep. It is moderately slippery. It is a difficulty 4. I was doing. So difficulty 4 is make your roll, add 4 to it, subtract your athletics or acrobatics or body or whatever. And if it's less than a 7, if it's 7 or less, you're good. So Lloyd, you're good. Jean-Claude was not good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So, or take whatever your acrobatics or whatever it is, or body failing that, and take 4 away from it.
I got a 2.
So you're good.
That's
You just-
awful.
You go.
I wasted another awesome roll. Can I just be like walking on the water?
You can help someone else down.
All right,
Well,
that's
I
fine.
got a
Wow.
9.
You can help Fu.
I'll help
Yeah,
Howard.
Why didn't you help Howard?
I'm just like, all right, let's.
Don't step. Ah.
all right, Nigel
All
and
right, maybe I
Malcolm.
catch him.
I got a 3.
All right,
5.
all right. So you guys are fine. So you work your way down. Howard's like, whoa,
I've
It's
rolled
slippery
really well.
couples here.
Not useful things.
as you guys sink into the water, the black dark water, and you feel that you're walking on like algae and slime
Sunshine.
and stuff that like it's been in there a long time.
That's really gross.
That's no algae.
Exactly. That's
Wait.
fully armed and operational sponge or something.
As long as it's not the crunching of bones, I think we're okay.
Oh, it's coming.
This is beyond that. This is
That-
after that.
That's the sugar
This is
that
the
was
gelatin.
Balab the Perspirer.
yeah,
That's Balab's.
I wonder
Butt
whatever happened to him.
Yeah. Are we taking a 5-minute break at any
Why don't
point?
we do that? Yeah, because I wanted to go grab a snack. So, all right.
No, you can't. I just did. So
Oh, awesome.
too bad.
All right. Think about what
All
we're
right,
gonna
Nigel
do
goes
then,
first.
All right.
All right. See you guys back 11:30
Yeah.
ish.
All right, no.
Right.
No, I mean I won't be back.
Oh, you won't be back.
Yeah, this will be the end of my break or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So I just do whatever, you know what I do. I'm already all set up to do what I do.
Sure, absolutely. And I was going to end at
Bank fraud.
midnight square on tonight
Okay.
because we have the plumbers coming in the morning. So,
All right,
Ah.
all right.
fair enough.
So you won't miss hopefully a whole lot.
Right, I will definitely be looking out for the audio though, so to catch the end.
Yeah, I gotta edit
Absolutely.
out the first 3 hours of it because there's a lot of that's inappropriate
That was
for
just
the
you.
FBI.
Ah,
This is
Oh, do
before
you-
you got on, Randall.
conveniently, I was not in that one.
No, you
Oh,
weren't.
got it.
There's
Me
a lot
neither.
I was in the
stuff that
breakout
should
session.
not be published.
Oh my goodness.
Just leave it.
All right, well,
All right,
cool. I
I'll
will
see you
check
guys
that
right
out
back.
then.
All right. We'll see you in a minute.
All right. Good night, Steve.
All right, good night.
See you, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for
Later,
coming.
guys.
Hi, Steve. So what's the over under on us running into like a saltwater crocodile down here?
It's a very high chance that we will. Probably not that, but probably something a lot worse.
Yeah,
Fair.
A cyclops crocodile.
definitely. Yeah, it's definitely set up for some semi-aquatic encounter.
Electric eels.
Okay.
Yeah. Nothing good. I mean,
Electric eels with the added bonus of not caring about our lightning guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we have all
Right.
those dash knocks to get rid of before we actually run into the enemies.
yes, we do.
Plus side for Henri, there's plenty of time for Hudson to just
Die.
get taken out by something.
That's true. Fingers crossed. I don't. That's going to be a very awkward conversation. Otherwise,
What, the duel?
yeah, that's not happening.
No,
I
I'm
mean, I
thoroughly
guess I
expecting if
kinda
it
have to-
does, it should be like, yes, meet me in Egypt on the 5th, and Henri's
Yeah,
just
right.
not going to show up.
Well, my
I keep feeling like
expectation-
I'm tall. I can't like act like a thief in this case. I gotta act.
My expectation for it was just, all right, let's duel. Shield goes up.
Yeah, really.
Sucker. I'll allow you 10 shots. No, I won't. I don't know. Hopefully he I'll have to apologize or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we 10 paces, turn and fire, and you'll just use the freeze gun with the shield up.
Yeah. That would not be. I don't think my character would do that. So
How did the duel go? Well, you could say he's on ice now.
A relationship cooled.
Really, I think what we're missing is that every time you use the freeze gun, you're not making like Mr. Freeze puns.
well, I got a French accent. I need a German accent for that.
Just put on a fake one.
freeze? So it doesn't have the same.
Take a chill pill.
Take a leche pill.
Sorry about that, guys. Lucy needed to go outside. So,
No worries.
all right. So, you begin working your way through the ice cold, inky black water. Do you have a marching order? Do you just move in a big crowd? Do you, if
Oh,
I think we may want to do a sort of like a circle and just
Josh
put
knocks
like our
on the
weakest
outside.
put like our weakest people in the middle.
like
Like
Spencer?
like people we need to make sure we stay alive.
Hudson.
Like Spencer, Fu, Eileen, the people, so that we can kind of just move as more of a defensive thing. Because I'm thoroughly expecting something to jump out at us from underneath the waves.
The dreaded cistern piranha.
But Jean-Claude can go first since he's already has been fully submerged. If there's
Okay.
a drop off, if he like sinks further because of a drop off, then not as big of a deal. And
Plus
with
he's
his
not-
eyesight, he's pretty. Will hopefully be able to see if anything's coming.
And you're our water guy. You're
And I'm a
not-
water guy, apparently.
Okay. So you guys begin, we're going with the circle formation. This is not a quiet experience unless you guys decide that you're going to go one step, two steps like that, where you just avoid making any ripples almost.
I think we should get there before
I was
dark.
going to try and paddle
Yeah.
board.
I think that's what John was going for with the crates
Yeah.
to begin with. People make it look so easy, and I have the feeling it's probably not.
To do what?
Paddleboarding down the shore, people go out on the bay, and like you can see that like all the younger people, they're all like la 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 all over, and then you watch like adults try to learn how to do it, and they're like up on the board, get to kneeling, start to stand up, and you know, it's like over and over and over again.
Probably easier to learn when you're really light.
Probably.
Yeah, so I would say we're not going extra slow.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, if it's like chillingly cold, I don't want to be froze. I don't want to freeze my ass off before we get there.
Well, you and I don't have to worry, Jean-Claude.
That's true. We
It's
are.
moderately chilly, I assume.
Right. You guys find it chilly. Everyone else, after a few minutes, your toes start to go numb because it's like mountain water, like mountain spring water kind of a thing.
What a brisk swim!
Exactly. Oh, it's so refreshing.
Yeah,
on
so
such a
you guys
hot
will
and
have to
muggy
tell
day.
us. You guys will have to make the call because we won't really know when enough is enough.
I mean,
All right.
this suit is taking me into the mountains of like Switzerland. I'll be fine here.
Mountains of Switzerland on a like an air bubble floating gravity transport. To be fair. All right. So you guys, what's the plan? You're just going to head down that central aisle towards the furthest most end, the northwest end of the cistern.
Right. So
What do you mean?
we're heading towards the mosque, right? Like that's the plan.
Yeah.
We have no idea once we've entered the cistern. We have no further information from either Jean-Claude or Dosh Knox or mythology or anything, right? Like
The cistern apparently leads to a tunnel that leads underneath the walls.
all right,
So
we're
we'll just
heading in
kind
the
of
right
keep an eye
direction.
out. I'll keep an
You
eye
go
to
up
see if
against
there's any
one of the
writing
walls.
anywhere. Like
Yeah.
if anything, if anyone's done any like the equivalent of like hobo sign type stuff to mark a way
Okay.
that if this is actually used by the Brothers of the Red Mosque, that they would have marked out.
Okay.
So I'll
Make a quick roll for me.
Like, get to this side now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Beware the Loch Ness.
3.
A 3. All right. In fact, so you guys are passing by these huge pillars extending up into the darkness, looking, passing past the square bases, which are about, even with your shoulders. And as you're walking along, you go maybe 50 yards down through the cistern, and you notice on one of the pillars there is a graffiti, a little graffiti symbol, like scratched onto the sandstone of a pyramid, a triangle with a wavy line and a little circle.
We're in the right place, boys.
It's just like back in London. We just follow the symbols till we get to our destination.
What was it?
Or
made
get
with,
eaten by a
you say?
tiger.
Yeah.
Do we know what it was made with?
It was
Like,
just
is it-
carved in.
Yeah,
It
just
was
scratched
in.
on,
All right,
scratched,
it wasn't like
scratched on.
charcoal or something.
No,
Okay.
it's scratched on. All right.
Recent,
And
hard to say.
how do you tell?
You can tell if it's like within the last week or
Chemical
something.
Wearing? No, not that recent.
Okay.
All right. You guys continue down through the water, walking straight ahead. And as you reach the far end, what would be roughly, you're guessing, like the end of the sunken garden, the end of the stadium nowadays, you start reaching the ends of the pillars and you see the ceiling lowering down.
Mm.
Not like the
pillar-
trash, not like the trash compactor. Right, just
Freak you out. Freak you out. Where can you be?
However, as you guys start reaching the end, you're shining around your 3 lanterns. You do see that there are a couple different brick archways that lead out from the cistern in that direction, which is all roughly towards the city wall.
Gonna look to see if there's anyone with a symbol nearby.
Okay, make a quick roll.
$11.
You don't
see.
Anybody else want to check? See if they spot anything.
Definitely.
Sure.
Rather than people like,
I mean,
I got
we're all,
nothing.
We're all looking around for stuff.
whoever's rolling make
Passageways.
rolls.
I got a 7.
You don't see a symbol.
4.
He's like, look, it looks like that thing, 4,
Yeah.
Henri, you don't see a symbol either.
Yeah, I got a 7 as well.
Yep, nope.
Now,
Even you know
I
it's
have
a-
artist.
Yeah.
Just okay.
Does
Yep.
Dr. Fu notice
That
anything?
helps.
Because he's a doctor of
Foolish.
stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, he's part of the
He's a math man.
Dr. Cthulhu.
He does not see anything either.
Do I
That's
hear
'cause-
anything through any of the tunnels?
Make a roll.
The air less foul any particular direction.
7.
Okay. So you do notice a couple things. One is water seems to be like right by the mouths of the 3 tunnels. They're not evenly spaced. There's like a really lefternmost. I like that word, lefternmost.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
And then there's 2 a little more right-sided, right? The water is kind of swirling in that area. It seems to be coming in from the left-turnmost tunnel and out the 2 right tunnels.
Okay.
Well, actually, one of the 2 right tunnels, and another one it's just kind of sitting. And what'd you get on your listen roll?
A 7.
A 7. And then not coming from the tunnel, but from in the cistern area where you are, from somewhere in there, kind of echoes through very, very quietly. You hear a like something sliding into
We
the
gotta
water.
we gotta fucking move, guys.
Ahead of us?
Behind you.
We gotta go.
Oh no, it's Madame
Pick
Adelaide.
one.
There are no
It's
stairs
not
out of this thing, right?
Only the ones you came down.
How far behind us? I don't know, 50 feet or something.
Well, you didn't hear anything. So Jean-Claude, make a
I'll basically say like something just entered the water,
mhm.
and it wasn't me.
All right.
7 again.
maybe from if you were to turn around so that the passageways out are behind you and you're looking back the way you came, maybe off to your right, because there were multiple ranks of pillars, maybe, I don't know, 25, 50 yards out. 25 yards, let's say.
I'll kind of I'll let everybody know that, and we gotta pick a tunnel. So the water coming in that would be coming in from further from like one of the mountain lakes, right? Or like
Right.
So that's not towards the mosque.
Well, see, they kind of all are, right? Because if this is the
I guess if it's in the direction that it's
right, so I have to do it the way you guys are looking, right? So does that make sense?
yeah.
That makes sense, right? So here's the road up, right? And there's the Sultan's Mosque, there's the Karim Mosque, right? And the city wall. So then roughly right in line with this road here, there's a cemetery on either side of the road. And you want this cemetery as opposed to that cemetery. But this isn't a cemetery yet. It's just,
Yeah.
scrubland.
So do we
So leftmost makes sense.
Do we know if the shunned mosque is higher geographically than where we would be now?
I don't know that you guys do know. The water was
Yeah.
typically brought in via aqueduct, but that doesn't mean there weren't underground tunnels to bring the water in.
Okay. Well, I mean, if the leftmost is the one that makes the most sense for potentially getting there, I don't know what else to be on the lookout to try. Does anyone have any idea of what else we could be listening to or trying to figure out for which one to take? We really don't have much time because whatever fell in the water is right on our asses.
It's just wherever we think would be directing towards the mosque the most.
I
And
thought that is the one thing we had a good sense of, which direction the mosque was, right?
Right. Is
Yeah.
that again that
Yeah. Yeah.
lefternmost?
then lefty.
So if I like step into that thing, do I
Mhm.
notice anything inside of there, like inside of that particular corridor? Any markings?
No.
Okay.
And I have a couple
I'm
pictures.
gonna unholster my pistol.
Okay. Let me both open these up.
Well, we should
We'll
make
move
it-
the Dosh knocks to the side that whatever is coming in at us is coming. Um,
So right now that's behind you and to your left.
yeah, so
with
that's right where the
the,
Dosh knocks are.
fair enough. You just rotate the circle.
Yeah, just to make sure. It's
Right. You know, to be fair.
I mean they're
Okay.
there to make sure that if anything really bad is coming at us, we know it.
So when you say you step into the passageway, it's roughly like this without the cute girls.
Could it be with?
Sadly,
Because they can
no.
tell me where we're going.
They just
Right.
slid into the water and are speeding towards us now.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And if you take a few steps in, you see that it opens up and looks like this.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
No
And
idea where.
go on, Dave.
No idea where to go now.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. But the current seems mostly be coming straight down. Well, actually, no, kind of this way.
If we follow the current, I guess that's better than that's better than nothing. At least that way, if we need to get back, we can just float.
We're following you, Josh. At least
Yep.
I mean, if anybody has an idea, they're welcome to advertise. But that's
whatever takes
basically-
us away from whatever's following us.
I figure I'm just gonna go against basically go where the water's coming from and see if that's the proper direction for the mosque. Just keep heading in that direction and looking at the sides to see if there's any caves or entrances that I can, if I spot anything.
Okay. So do you separate yourself from the group, or does the whole group go with you, or?
I was planning to follow Josh.
I
mean,
figure
yeah, we should be moving as a
Jean
group.
Claude.
I think
Okay,
we're all
so the whole
staying
group
together.
goes. Okay, so you guys all kind of,
We all just drown.
right, so you have to squinch your way through that narrow entranceway, and it goes in, and then it turns, and then it opens up, and then Jean-Claude's like looking around. He's like, Spencer, bring the lantern. Or, give me the lantern, and Spencer gives you the lantern so you can look around and make a roll. He's like, I think the current's coming this way.
Got a 6.
So what you're thinking is that this was, you were in a big cistern before, and like this is a connecting passageway to what must have been an older, smaller cistern. because it's lower ceiling, or it's a big cistern that's suddenly much deeper, and it could happen at any moment when you take a step in the black water.
Better that I'm leading then. I can guarantee I can swim.
And after a couple minutes, you see, or a few minutes, I should say, you see on one of the pillars the little triangle with the line and the circle.
Yes. All right.
Okay, and it's on that left-hand side wave going. So, which seems to be against the wall.
Okay. I'll stay kind of looking at, basically, I'll keep going in that direction then.
Okay.
So
So
I don't want to be right immediately next to the wall. I'll stay like a pillar over,
okay.
and so I can see it.
Yeah.
And if
And this
branches
is cave dark in here now, except outside of, except where the lanterns are.
we're gonna be so fucked when these lanterns get fucking splashed.
Nigel and Jean-Claude make a roll for me.
Great.
7.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna type something to each of you separately.
Oh God.
Peeking up over the wave, over the water line off to your right. It's the face of Madame Adelaide and just sinks below the water.
It's the face of Madame Adelaide in the body of a gorilla. She is the ghoul queen.
It's a Cyclops crocodile.
Yeah, it opens its mouth and it's Madame Adelaide's face inside of the crocodile's mouth. It's
Just intoxicating singing, and then on a rock off to the side is Madame Adelaide. Madame Adelaide, surrounded by dead sailors for some reason.
oh God.
Okay, and I'll need a roll from Henri, Lloyd, and Howard. Okay, Henri.
Like, okay.
Yeah, you can type to me. Okay, and Howard.
8.
Okay,
You all get the candy ruse.
what's your mind, Howard? And your mind, Henri. Henri, you're 5, right? Howard, you're
4. Yeah.
4. Okay.
And oh no.
What was your mind?
Is this all? This is all happening in simultaneous to what?
No, in the distance, Nigel.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see
all
that.
simultaneous. That's why I'm typing to
Right.
everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And my dog is losing her shit upstairs again every night now for like the last 5 nights.
Is there something that walks through? I wonder
Got to
if
be
something's like-
foxes.
yeah.
They've got to be starting to wander through.
I hear.
Yeah, I got to go up and get her. Or Amy's gonna lose it. So,
Oh, it just turned midnight too. So
yeah. So let me just type this, and we can kind of pause at this moment. In fact,
I gotta run.
all right. Then let me just
is
finish
a
typing really quick, and then I'll go up and get
cliffhanger.
her, and we'll see there. I gotta go get her.
Yeah.
I gotta go get her now. Hang on. I just sent this to you, Howard, and I'll be ready.
All right.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how eaten by crocodiles are we going to be?
Uh,
0.
well, yeah, not. I don't think we're going to be eaten. Well, we might be eaten actually, but it's not crocodiles.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Should have brought the. We should have gotten this diving suits.
Yeah, I do feel
Can
like
we-
there's a drowning incoming.
Or cannibalism.
All right. Later.
All right. Oh,
Good
there.
night, Matt.
Good night.
Oh, there
There's the
she
dog.
is.
So it's Baltar the Magnificent and Lucy.
Like that, she just arrived like kicking legs first.
Yeah. See, so she's no dummy. So she totally knows how to work her daddy, and she totally knows how to act out to get attention. But that being said, it's been every night, like around 10 a.m. and then around like 1 that
Oof.
yeah, and then she's scared after the one at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like it wakes her up and she loses it, and then she's scared, and like we need to like pick her up and bring her into the bed because it's that, and she just stands there at the door, you know. And if I take her outside, because I thought first few times I thought, oh well, you know, maybe she needed to poopy or something, and then I take her outside and she just sits down or stands there in the grass and just looks and looks and looks. So it's something out there, and it's not a skunk.
Yeah.
Something's coming by.
Yeah, it's gotta be the foxes again. But I haven't heard them, you know, it's not mating season yet. I haven't heard the baby screaming.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
You know.
someone being murdered.
Yeah, exactly. But she's peeking in. And see, now she's okay. She's a good girl. She loves her daddy. But she takes her job as watchdog very, very seriously. Very seriously. All right. So, Howard, you got my message? Yes.
Yes.
So what do you do?
English?
Yes.
Probably just like, that's not right.
Okay. So you guys hear Howard say that's not right.
And
And
then
Jean Claude's
Nigel-
gonna say, like,
Yeah.
I heard a splash. There's something else has entered the water.
I heard a child
Yeah.
asking.
Some kid needs help.
Yes,
And I don't
yes,
like that they're speaking English to me.
What?
Yeah.
What did you guys hear? What the what? I heard a faint splash as something else slipped into the water.
And then you
Yep.
hear Captain Hudson say, "Where's the wheat?
Where's the weed?
The wheat."
The wheat.
Oh, they ate
Oh.
one of them.
I
And the
think
doubt
you
it
should
does.
move.
there's only 3 Dashnaks. Where's your 4th Dashnak?
We gotta move.
Yeah.
Buddy system.
Where's the
Picking
weed?
up
And
the
all you care about is
speed.
weed. Hudson, great.
So that's probably a good place to
Where's
end.
the
Yep.
beef?
Where's the wheat?
You should have named him Beef. Call him the Beef.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
My brother sent a terrible pun today. It was a picture of a 14th century knight. He says, in the years before the internet, all people sought out but one knight to answer all of their questions. His name was Search Engine.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That is
But I was
bad.
like, I gotta use search engine somewhere.
Did
So, like,
anybody
yeah.
see the meme with Gandalf doing the detached thumb trick and
No.
and Aragorn going like something like, "That's impossible." I, my wife didn't get
awesome.
it. Yeah, Misty didn't get it. She didn't understand the detached thumb
Detachable
trick.
thumb. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I'm like, that's because it's such a dad thing.
Yo,
A dad, you know.
it's like got your nose, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep. Pull my finger. They're all in the same category.
So yeah, I said, dear, it's just too dumb. That's why you didn't get
Right,
it.
exactly. All righty. So what do you guys think?
All right.
Pretty
We
cool.
are thoroughly gonna have to get the hell out of this cistern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to dry land. Warm, dry land.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because other than Jean-Claude and Nigel, you guys are cold now. Cold, soaked through. Your toes are numb, your fingers are starting to get a little numb. And you guys are walking into the water. The water's even colder.
I guess that's the way
Yeah.
they like their food.
Yeah, I'm thinking Doe is probably even colder than the rest of us now.
Oh my.
So we'll see what happens next time. And by the way, plenty got accomplished. Thanks for bearing with the extra hour for the guys with the side session.
No worries.
We got significantly farther, and they should only need one more.
What the
Oh,
hell? This
God,
is
what
why you don't
happened
split up the
there?
party. Timmy.
I didn't split the party.
I know it's Tim. Tim likes going off.
They're off doing their own thing when they could be here freezing to death in a cistern surrounded
Getting
by
eaten by
cannibalistic
cannibal
water
children.
children.
Exactly.
I wonder, like, if they eat the brains of kids, I guess that maybe this is just what happens to the bodies.
Guess we'll
They
find
I
out.
turn
mean,
them
they're
into
speaking
guards.
English, so I don't think it's.
I don't think they're speaking. I think that they're braining you.
Yeah.
It's Englishing.
Yep, you clearly heard in English. Help me.
Have we had anybody else?
I'm gonna stab that thing in the face.
Have we had anybody else get in our heads this game? Like telepathic wise? I don't remember.
Computers.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
And Mabuse just did his like hypnotism type mesmer things.
Right.
But if he can do it, these guys definitely can.
The 6,
Yeah.
right? When they plug into you, they can talk to you.
And they were able to shock and like show into into
But they're
dreams and
actually
things.
plugged into you,
Yeah,
like with their tentacles.
Never been like mind controlled from afar, I don't believe, or telepathically contacted. Have we?
Yeah, I was just curious.
Unless
I didn't know if
we have
I didn't know there's anything to
parasites
give Howard
now.
a frame of reference.
Right. Yeah, because
I
you
mean,
were
Tim,
plugged in.
maybe.
You were plugged into the consoles when it talked to you too. So
Yeah.
you actually physically grabbed them.
We should do a leech check when we get out of the water.
Yeah.
Oh, pshaw.
Oh, here's your problem. You got brain leeches.
In your
Good girl.
Butt brain leeches.
That's not my brain.
So there we have it.
All right.
So thank you guys. We actually got
Yeah, thank you.
quite far. I'm
We're-
surprised.
We're in the dungeon.
You're in the dungeon and it's like 2 p.m. right? And you guys are all maybe even a little bit later, maybe like 2:15. And you guys are in the cistern with what did you call them? Frozen cannibal children? Speaking
So
to you?
far.
Water children.
Till we see them.
Cannibalistic water children. Yeah.
Yeah, cannibalistic water children. There we go.
See if they react to a meteorite iron.
Sure.
I
Or
mean-
regular old lead.
Yeah, they might react. It just might be different than the vampires. So
Yeah.
Right.
I think the trick is getting them before they know your leg off.
Yeah.
We're just getting out of here.
Yeah, I think if we can get out of here,
Yes.
we'll just
All
travel
right.
into this bigger cistern, blow up behind us, keep moving, blow up things as we go.
We got
Fuck the
Alright.
water systems of Constantinople.
we got 3 ass balloons.
Well, it seems like they don't even know that this is part of the water system of Constantinople, to be fair. That picture I showed you, by the way, of the girls in the tunnel, that is, as far as I can tell, an actual tunnel under Istanbul. And because there was another one very similar to it that was called the Mysterious Water Tunnels of Istanbul. I was like, oh, hey, how about that?
Hey,
I didn't even think, I thought I was going to get one from, who knows where, but that's just happens to be the one that was exactly what I was looking for. So,
So does
Pretty
Istanbul then have like its own like Paris catacombs underneath it? They're just
well, what they had was, as Constantinople got built, there was very little water supply, like actually in the city. So there was some, but then they built all these cisterns and all this complex aqueduct system to feed them, and they kept adding more and more as the population grew, and eventually the population was like 1 million or something like that. So between 500,000 and 1 million, and then like there was Dark Ages period and stuff like that, and then when they rebuilt it, they didn't fix all of the aqueducts, but that doesn't mean they went away.
yeah.
And clearly there were like underground tunnels and stuff that were built too. So like they did ones that would like feed like the imperial palace and everything, but not necessarily repair all the ones for the rest. And then things got built on top and built on top and built on top. So it's really interesting. So not so much catacombs, but actual interconnected tunnels, which is where I got the
Yeah.
idea for in fact what we're doing. So how about that?
Awesome.
Awesome. So thank you guys. I had
Yeah.
fun.
You.
Me too.
So we'll see what happens next time.
Next week. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Next week, where we attempt to not be eaten by children.
In the
Yes.
pitch blackness with only 3 lanterns.
Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Life goals.
Yeah.
Good
Exactly.
night, everybody.
All right.
Good
Good night,
night.
See you next
guys.
time.
Thanks for coming.
All right. See ya.
All right. See you later.
Later.